We all have a story, we all have a tale. Well, there's a place I've come to know well, led by a man named Sty. He's full of stories, he is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite a guy.
Good evening, everybody. It's Thursday. Yep. Here we are around the campfire. We're around the campfire. We got 14 folks in the house. That's what it's showing me. And I'm going to give a shout out to those folks that are actually chatting out there in the chat. We got Crazy Ann out there. She's in the basement also. We got Chowser with Foxit Outdoors. Great to see you, Chowser. Get Her Done Granny. She's in the basement also. We got Hike with Mike. Great channel, guys. If you don't have Hike with Mike, get over there, check him out. Kimberly Ferris, sweetie, it's great to see you. Martin D. B5, awesome. Welcome aboard for tonight. And we've got Metal Music Maniac. We got the B Lady, April 9992. It's awesome to see you, B Lady. Aiden Nears in the house. Awesome. Jazzy Dax. Great crew. Great start. And there's E-Waste Mike. Guess what? He's in the basement working. He's working in the basement. Now, he didn't post anything up there, but we got running water too. He's down in the basement. We got running water in the basement. Oh my God. Call a plumber. I'm going to be dragging these folks up real quick here, and I'm going to put them in the most reasonable order. Here we go. Get Her Done Granny. Hi, sweetie.
I'm not supposed to be here yet.
No, not yet. Oh, too late. Sorry. And we got Crazy Ann. Hey, sweetie.
I don't like this square.
It won't stay that way. And then we got E-Waste Mike down there working in the basement.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's taking a break now.
God, it's running water in the basement.
Yeah, we got running water in the basement. There it is. Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah. You old pussy.
Good Lord.
That's his COVID mask for crying out loud.
Lovely.
Yes, that's for the special. You know, they watch you wear your mask. I'll put that on and stare them right in the eye.
Tell them to eat
I
shit.
gotta shout out a couple folks that just snuck in here. We've got Dutch Prepper. It is great to see you, Dutch Prepper. And we've got Saucy Shane. Hey, buddy. It's great to see you, Shane. And those are the newest ones that popped into the chat. But yeah, some of the COVID masks that I'm seeing nowadays are pretty funny.
Yeah, I've got a chimpanzee one somewhere around here. That
Shit,
like,
I know a lot of people that could wear a chimpanzee one, and it wouldn't
never
change their
know.
look. Wouldn't change their looks. Yeah, you'd never know. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you recall the guy or not running water, but years ago up in Washburn, Wisconsin, there was a fella, I swear to God, his whole body and his face, his head, he was literally a Neanderthal. He was a caveman. He was picture perfect as a caveman. And nicest guy in the world. Yeah, even a caveman can do it. I mean, but I swear to God, they could have hired him to be in any kind of caveman movie, and there'd be no makeup necessary. This fellow was pure caveman. I never seen that heavy eyebrows on a person. I mean, just protruded, big, huge jaw on that guy. And his arms were they were a little too long, and they were muscular as sin. They were just pure muscle. In his hands, you could tell. You looked at his hands, and it was like, don't grab me. Yeah, please, just don't. I wouldn't shake hands with him. You'll break every bone in your hand. The guy was pure caveman. But he was kind of proof positive that the caveman can be pretty damn intelligent. I mean, yeah, and he was the biggest joker about the way he appeared. He says, yeah. He says, I'm sure glad I don't recall the day I was born, because he says, I don't think my mother was very happy with giving birth to all of this. He said, I've seen baby pictures of myself. He says, I've been this way my whole life, he says. And he said, I could not have been an easy birth. Holy. But he's the kind of guy where if he put a mask on, yeah, it'd be easy to hide who he was. Hey, Hunt for Heat. Good to see you, Cindy. So how is everybody on this Thursday night? I had a lousy last 4 days. So yeah, if I can hear of anybody saying that they've had a good last 4 days, that'd be really good. That'd help me out. I'm pretty cheery right now. I was just down and out and depressed today, and then by golly, I thought, well, maybe Ann will chat with me. So I asked her, are you up to a little private StreamYard chat? I said, well, yeah, I can talk for a little while. I'm expecting a phone call. And yeah, we only talked for 6 hours. So and she had her phone call in that 6 hours, but that phone call was only about 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had Crazy Ann and Samantha and Mike in that phone call, but Mike and Samantha were smart. They didn't spend a full 6 hours with us.
Hell no, we got the hell out.
Yeah. Some people know better, right?
Some people have a life.
I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a life, but sometimes it sucks. But
Yeah.
That goes for all of us sometimes.
I've had people tell me that, Sty, you need to get a life. And I tell them, no, I got one, and it sucks. I said, and it's like everything else in the world. You know, if you already got something that sucks, my luck, if I swapped it for another one, it would be worse than the one I got. So no, I'll just let me get through this one, right? Hey, D-Bag.
Every day can't be perfect. Unless you're me.
Yeah. Unless you're
Oh
you.
yeah, every day is perfectly you.
That's right.
Yeah. You got a lot done today, though.
Man, I'll tell you what. I
I
might take
feel
tomorrow
like
off.
it makes
Ooh.
watching you all afternoon working your tail off makes me feel like something got accomplished today. Nothing from me, but something got accomplished today.
30.
He's
I
counting.
had 120 computers there. I got 30 left.
Holy shit.
I'll finish them tonight.
He's like a freaking Duracell dummy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We sit here. We've been sitting there chatting with him and watching him tear these things down, tear them apart. He's got it down to a science, and about every 5-10 minutes, he's swapping out for another one, and what takes him the longest when he's doing this is when he starts BSing with us. Then he slows down. But when he ain't saying nothing, you watch him and shit comes apart real fast.
What else slows me down is if I'm on the panel, I use a screwdriver instead of my drill.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear this.
Yeah. Oh,
Now,
I got something.
if I was on Phil's panel, I wouldn't give a shit. I'd get the grinder out. But that's just me.
Oh, talking about working on things. I got something for you, running water. Yesterday it rained all damn day, except for we had a little window about 2 hours without rain. Well, my adventure trailer is parked nose down, so all the water runs off the front of the trailer. And in the very front of the topper that I mounted on top, that bugger has a couple of leaks in it, right? And I needed to get those finally sealed up. Well, I got this Flex Seal tape. I got this Gorilla Flex Seal type tape on that sucker. And it still has these couple of slow leaks. And it's because that tape does not like that polished aluminum roof on that trailer. I'll warn you guys. Flex Seal tape or Gorilla version of Flex Seal tape does not like to adhere to polished aluminum. You need to put a wire brush on a drill and rough the surface of that aluminum before you put that tape down. I didn't, so it leaks in a couple of spots. It did not adhere well. Well, I've used Flex Seal spray in the past. The old Sty Shack up in northern Wisconsin did every single roof screw on that shack leaked. I had leaks inside that shack. If it rained outside, the best I could say is, well, at least it's not raining as hard in here, It didn't rain as hard inside the shack. So I bought a couple of cans of that Flex Seal. I got up there, sprayed every one of those screws on that roof. That sucker never leaked again for 3 years. Not a single drop, never leaked again. So Flex Seal convinced me for certain applications, Flex Seal works well. So I decided I'm going to Flex Seal the front of that topper, right? So I bought 2 cans, had them sent, I bought them off Amazon, had them sent, and they arrived Tuesday morning. And I'm thinking, now all I need is a break in the weather. I can get up there and I can spray the seams, all the seams of the front of that topper. And that sucker will be good. That bugger will be good to go. So I had a 2-hour window, no rain yesterday. In fact, the sun even was out. I was amazed. I run over there with my truck. I get there, and the one thing running water does not have, well, now, mind you, I live in an apartment, so I sure as hell don't have one. The one thing he doesn't have is an extension ladder. he doesn't have a step ladder that's like an 8-footer or 9-footer. What, Running Water? What were you going to say? Don't you fucking
Yes.
tell me that you got a
It's
ladder.
right on my truck. It's right here
Oh,
on
it's
the side
on your
of my
truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, so fuck yourself. I know it's early to drop an F-bomb, but you deserve it.
Never
So I
drove
get
it.
over there, and I'm looking up top of that trailer, and I'm going, son of a bitch, that's a hell of a ways up there. It's about 7.5 feet to the top of the trailer. So I've got a 3-step stool kind of ladder thing in the trailer. I pull it out, set it up, get up on top of the very top rung, and no, the roof of the trailer is about here to my chest, and I'm like, nah, I ain't young enough to be jumping up on that. Yeah, that ain't that. And getting off of there, I'll fuck myself up, right? So then all of a sudden the light came on. I glanced over towards my truck. I go, I got this. I went and I dropped the tailgate on the truck, and I backed up to the trailer. I climb up into the back end of my fucking truck, and I set the step stool up on the tailgate. And I'm going, this is pretty slick. Well, I'm still almost 2 feet away from the trailer, right? But I figure that's, 18 inches, 2 feet. That ain't so bad. I can, as long as I can get waist height at least to the roof of the trailer, I can get on it. I get up there, and sure enough, it's about waist height. I get my hands on the roof of that trailer, and I go to push myself up onto the trailer. Phew! Step ladder, that step stool, down the tailgate, slides down the tailgate, flying into the damn yard, and I go down, and I'm hanging on. My fingernails still hurt right now, and this was yesterday.
Oh, Lord.
I got a hold of the edge of the roof of that trailer, and I'm freaking hanging there. And I'm like, oh my God. Now, okay, 7 feet. My feet are only 14 inches or so off the ground. But I felt just like a drowning man that's in water up to his chin, right? Just stand up, you moron, I'm only 14 inches from the ground. Just let the frickin' let go, right? So that light came on. But what I didn't think of was the fact that my truck tailgate is right behind me. And it's up close to the trailer, about 24 inches. I let go of that sucker. My ass hit that tailgate. I hit the trailer. Then I bounced back and T-boned myself in the small of my back across that tailgate. And all the cussing and my fall down in the woods was like a boys' choir in church. I mean, oh, was I one cussing animal. Oh, was I pissed off. I was so pissed off. I took that folding stool, didn't even fold it up, just opened the side door of the trailer, threw the sumbitch in it, slammed the door, locked it up, flipped the tailgate up. The 2 cans of Flex Seal are in the box of the truck now because they were on the tailgate. And I got in the truck and I took off. Surprisingly, I thought, oh shit, now I got 3 days of being crippled, Nope. Doggone it. I thought last night, oh God, I hurt. I'm stiff. But I got up this morning. It's like it never happened. And I checked, no bruises or nothing. But holy God, it would have taken me no more than 10 minutes to spray seal my topper. But my boys, they've got a beautiful house. They got this nice shop, this nice shed, but they ain't got no frickin' ladder on the whole frickin' property. It's on a truck in Indiana. So it does a hell of a lot of good at all.
You could use the scaffold like we did to put the topper up there.
You dragged that son of a bitch all the way. Your brother stuck it by the house all the way up against the bushes back in that corner. I'd have to drag that son of a bitch 12 feet across the front of that shack. Then I got to drag it 22 feet to the end of it, plus another 14 feet to be to the trailer where I need. So I'm not dragging that thing almost 50 feet both ways to spend 10 minutes on the roof of that trailer. I'm not doing it. That
But-
frickin' scaffolding. Oh, look at that. It's just some pipe. That son of a bitch weighs about 200 pounds. I've drug it around enough to that. Yeah, no.
Even better yet, if you dismantle it, you could take the two ladder ends, put them together, and you got like a 10-foot ladder then.
What's that?
You got the two ends, you know, the ladders on each end of the scaffolding. If you take
Well,
the
I'd have-
platform off, you put those two together, now you got a 10-foot ladder.
Yeah, and you got to tear the whole damn thing apart to do it. And you know damn well if I didn't put it all back together and right in the spot it came from, your brother would be raising hell with me. So, yeah, no, I was damned if I did or damned if I didn't. I'm not feeling it. Like Hunt for Heat, like Cindy said, I'm not feeling it. So I'm cool with it. I'm just not cool with the fact it didn't get done. So I'm hoping, and I looked at the damn weather. No, rain the next couple of days. So Friday and Saturday. So I don't know. Maybe I'll have a Sty story. And I think Ann's convinced me when I go up there to spray that sucker this next trip, I'm going to have the GoPro clipped to my hat running. Just in case something that absolutely should not have happened happens again.
Sounds like another son of a bitch moment coming.
Yeah. It could be. Yeah, B-Lady, there is a temperature range, but we're well within it. Actually, I believe it was 40 degrees. I don't have, like I said, the cans are out in the truck, but I think it's between 40 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's got a good temperature range for it to be what they consider the best application conditions. And when I did it up at the shack, it was right on the near freezing edge when I sprayed that stuff down, and it worked fine. But it works, they say it can be applied in wet or dry conditions. So they're saying you can spray it on a surface that's wet and it'll still adhere. I ain't going there. I want to spray it on a dry surface. Yeah. I'm not trying to test their product. I want to use it the way I used it before, and I know it'll work because I know some people that have tried to apply Flex Seal in different ways and it didn't work. So for some purposes, Flex Seal is overrated.
I know it really sucks when you accidentally grab the Flex Seal instead of the PB Blaster, and you spraying the screws on my winch, my ratchet binder.
Oh,
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
Don't be careful because Mike could bust a gut over that kind of shit. So you cleaned your keyboard off with Flex Seal, eh? I blew out my computer and ended up, it's all full of black shit now. It seems to overheat all the time. It smells like burning rubber. Yeah. Hey, Blake. Good to see you, Blake Hurst.
Shoot, that knucklehead did that.
He got no bags under his eyes, he says.
How's your eyes doing today?
That's crazy.
I can't believe you did that.
Hi, Georgiana. Hi. Yeah, it's been tough this week for me because winter is coming. It's coming. It's not very far off, and
It's 38 here tonight.
38. I am
it's going to be colder up where Phil's at because he's about 45
I
minutes.
am not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to winter this year at all. Yeah, I would be a very, very happy camper to be at that campground with 4 months ahead of me and do whatever the hell I want for the next 4 months. That I'm looking forward to it. But the nice thing is last night I had trouble sleeping because my mind was going 1,000 miles a minute on how I'm going to set up camp and the things I can do. The things I can do in camp that I totally missed out that I will be able to do because I'm going to have a Jenny out there. I can run the generator all day long. So there's a lot of things I can do with power tools while I'm at it. And I figure for my cabinets, I want to build a kitchen cabinet. I want to build a storage cabinet over the Murphy bed, blah, blah, blah. I can pre-cut all that material at Running Waters when I'm in town from Tuesday night till Thursday morning. I can pre-cut that stuff on a Wednesday, get it all in the back of my truck, and haul it back to camp with me when I go back to camp. And I can spend the next few days installing it all. Hey, Nicholas Green, great to see you. I haven't seen your new video yet that you just put up a few hours ago. I will see that before I go to bed tonight. But there's a lot of projects that I'd like to do that require electricity that I figured, well, those just aren't going to get done while I'm in camp. Well, in this camp, I'll be able to do it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking very forward to getting out in camp and a lot of things I can do, a lot of projects I can do. I drew it out, figured out how I'm going to tarp off the one side of my trailer, which is kind of difficult with that trailer because the trailer door is only about 3/4 of an inch below the roof system of the trailer. So you can't just mount a tarp along that top edge out because the tarp would have to be flat in order for the door to open because there's no room. The door, as soon as you open it, if the tarp's slanted at all, it's going to hit the tarp. So I figured out how I can build a collapsible frame system that I can actually carry in the trailer that I put on the roof of the trailer, and I'll be able to have a tarp that's got enough of a degree slope to it that the rain will shed real nice, but yet it's going to give me 8 foot out from the trailer and a full 10 foot across. So I'll have a 10 by 8 tarped area over the side of the trailer that's got the door and the window and everything on it. So I have a nice spot there to sit out of the weather if it's raining, some nice shade. Being the trailer is actually going to be facing southeast the first part of the day, it's going to get some sun the first half of the day. Second half of the day, big, beautiful pines is going to shade that whole area, that whole part of the campsite. So I got that designed and figured it out. Yeah, that's not going to be very expensive. It's going to cost me about $160 with all of the hardware and the lumber that I'll be using. So $160, I get a nice canopy that will last me for the life of the trailer. And it just breaks down and folds up and slides right in the back of the trailer. Got that figured out. Figured out where my hammock's going to go, and I just got to purchase the right tarp for that. I bought a 12. This is really a pisser. But I bought a 12 by 16 tarp from L&M Tractor Supply. Now, you would think that the stuff they carry is going to be a little higher grade because it's agricultural kind of retail store. cheapest frickin' tarp in the world. I didn't say inexpensive, cheap. That tarp is cheap. It was inexpensive in the sense that it was $25. It wasn't worth $25. It was worth maybe $10. A bungee cord. Put a bungee cord in one of the grommets, and it tears the grommet out of the tarp. The tarp wasn't strong enough to hold the stress of a not tight, but just snug bungee cord. So yeah, I looked online for me to get a good quality tarp. It's going to be about $50 to get one for the canopy. So that's why it's a little sounds spendy, $160 with everything. You know, a third of that is going to be just the tarp. And God knows how much a 2x4 will be next spring. You know.
You're right.
That's. Oh yeah. I got tons of bungee cords, and I'm going to use the loop and ball bungees. Is what's going to hold the tarp to the frame. They're nice and strong, but they're easy to install, so easy to use. And I saw how a guy had done his tarp at his campsite this summer, and that's what he was using, the loop and ball bungees, and they were just slick. And we had a good windstorm, and I went down and checked to see if his tarp rig had held up, and it held up perfect. So I said, yep, I'm going that way. Yep. Yeah, if I can, to me, there's purposes for every type of bungee, but whenever I can, I use the loop and ball bungees because they're not as, the problem is just they're not as long. You know, you're not going to go buy a 46-inch loop and ball. Then you're stuck with the hook type. But for shorter applications, anything under 18 inches, you can get loop and ball bungees that work just great. And they're twice as strong because you're running two pieces of bungee through, not one. So,
well, yeah. I've got a spool of the cord, you know, what you call it, the woven bungee type cord. That's just the cord if you wanted to make anything out of it.
Oh no, you gave me some. I got two spools of it.
Okay.
Well, bundles. You had it bundled. You gave me two of those, and they are awesome. When you're doing a tarp, one thing I found with those is that you could, like, if you got an edge of a tarp at the ground and you want to stake it to the ground, but you don't want the tarp on the ground, you just take that cord and you weave it through the eyelets, and then you just put a tent stake in the ground and just hook the cord on it. You just go boom, 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 boom down the whole length of that thing, and it's a nice stiff straight edge, and every grommet has bungee going through it, and it's so easy to adjust. You just keep pulling that cord to wherever you need it, and I like that cord. You give me two bundles of that, and I've used it. It's pretty cool. One thing I did find, though, out of desperation, I thought, well, I needed a clothesline, and I didn't want to dig out my regular cordage, so I grabbed one of those bundles and tied one end to a tree, and I went to the other end, and because it's bungee cord, I pulled it. I thought it was tight. I thought it was damn tight. The minute I hung clothes on it, I'm sitting there having a cup of coffee. 20 minutes later, I look over my shoulder and all my shit's on the ground. It is a bungee cord. Yeah. And they make lousy ropes. You can't tie them to something and try to pull it because you got to walk 50 yards before it starts coming. You know, they're bungee. They're just a cord that's a bungee. But they are neat. They are. I like them. I like them because you can. Yeah, you know, if you're bundling something and like you want to carry something in an open pickup box or something, you can throw a tarp over it and that long bungee cord. You can go to your tie downs in your truck bed and just cross it over. It's awesome. It's just awesome. Yeah. Hey, Smoking Joe. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. The yeah, little tricks. Little tricks. Yeah, have all the trees turn color, Anne, in Norway?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty well done here too.
all the colors. The leaf is falling, so it's getting naked. Sad.
Right. I look out over the bay here, and the only trees that we have around, really, the majority that still have leaves on them are the oaks. And the oaks are starting to turn brown. You know, they're starting to turn their brown.
Yeah.
And we have some aspens, popples that still have yellow leaves on them, but the bright maple colors are pretty well gone. They're yeah. Hey, plain old Chuck. There's my camp cooker. There's a man of my own heart. That's what I left him a comment saying that too, because yeah, he loves to camp cook. He loves.
He hasn't burned his food in a long while now.
Well, in that one where he said, yeah, that it was a burnt offering or something like that, burnt sacrifice or something like that. I told him, I said, if those are burnt offerings, offer them to me. Because it didn't look burnt enough for me to complain. Yeah, Georgiana, isn't that crazy? When I chat with folks from New Zealand and Australia, we're celebrating Christmas and they're at the beach, son of a bitch.
Yeah, not so much up here. I just hope it doesn't get too much snow.
Yeah, bee lady. We don't tap any trees this time of year. Nothing. We only tap in the spring. The second to Maine, Wisconsin is the largest producer of natural maple syrup in the nation. And we never have a fall sugar bush, only spring sugar bush. You just don't get the flow in the fall. And the reasoning in that is the sap is dropping to the root base right now because of the cold. So you're only going to get what sap's in the tree dropping out. Where in the spring, you're getting all of the sap that the tree's producing and trying to push to the top so that it can crown out the tree. So you're drawing that off, and the tree's pulling more because it's losing. It's not getting as much as it wants to get because you're taking some off. So it pushes more sap up. And there's a kind of a science in that is weird. That is weird. And we have up here, and it's unusual because we have so many sugar maples up here. I mean, we got more sugar maple than we got anything else. But we do have some old timers that still tap birch. Now, birch syrup is pretty good, but it's not as sweet as maple. It's just, you got to render down so much birch sap to get syrup compared to maple sap. So not a lot of people tap birch up here anymore. Just a lot of old timers that just out of habit, they've always tapped maples and birch. You know, the Native Americans here would tap both. Yeah. Somehow I fit all of my gear in a Mitsubishi Mirage, my canvas tent, my bedroll, 5 days worth of food, cast iron, clothes, a heater, etc. LOL. It was a bitch that you had to push that car there, right? Because there was no room for you to get in and drive it. I got all the gear in. Oh shit. Where do I sit? I know how it is, Nick. I used to do that. Hell, before I got married, I had a few rigs that were kind of too small to go out for extended trips. I got it all in there. Yeah, just give me a. Well, Running Water knows. Jesus, his old man, old Sty, can really pack a vehicle. I packed a vehicle so well I had to leave Running Water behind.
Damn.
We went to my mother's for Christmas one year. Family of 6 in a 1970 Chevrolet Impala station wagon. And we had, regular suitcases and stuff, just the stuff you needed to, and we were going to spend a week, right? So we go down there and we spend the week over Christmas. Well, it's time to go home. So I got Running Water and his brother packing the car. I told them, and they know how I want. They knew how Dad's going to want that packed. Well, they come in and they go, "We got a problem, Dad." I said, "Well, there better not be a damn problem." "Hey, Joey, I see you've been in here a while." Yeah, hi. But they come in and they're very concerned. They know that they got bad news and Dad ain't going to take it well. And I go, "So what's the problem?" They said, "It all fit. We got it all in the car." I said, "Okay, good." And they said, "But there's only room for 5 people. Somebody's going to have to stay behind." And I'm like, "Oh shit. Oh shit." Well, fortunately, Running Water, you were 18 at the time.
Yeah, I was working at Grunky's at the time.
The next, yeah, you were going to college that next year, that next spring or whatever. But so I got to thinking about it. I called the family together and I asked my mother, I said, "Can one of the kids stay with you for an extra week and we'll come back, pick them up in a week?" And she said, "Oh, sure. Does it matter which one?" "No, it doesn't matter." My mother was that way. "No, it don't matter. Whichever. But why would you leave a kid behind?" I said, "There ain't room for them." I said, "Here's the deal." And I told the kids, I said, "Here's the deal. One of you is going to have to stay here and not go home. Otherwise, one of you all your Christmas gifts are going to be left behind. And you get to come home. And we'll have to come back for your Christmas gifts, in the next month or whatever." Running Water goes, "Oh, well, I'll stay. You just take my Christmas gifts home and I'll stay. I just want to keep a couple of things here." So, oh, cool. The kid's ponying up, boy. He's just stepping up. Well, and that's what we did, was we took his Christmas gifts home and left him behind. And we got home, the 5 of us. Never went back to pick Running Water up.
Never saw my presents again either.
Never went back and picked him up. I mean,
And I'm not the
6
only
months.
one you guys did that to.
Well, your Christmas gift thing, we can agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree because as far as I was aware, and I do recall packing some of those Christmas gifts and bringing them back down there, but it was 6 months later. Look at Mike shaking his head. What an asshole father you were.
You're a prick.
No, I wasn't. No,
Yeah,
I
you was.
wasn't. No, he was given the option. He's lucky. He's lucky. He got the hell out of there. I had two of my other kids say that's not fair that he got to go down there and never have to come back. That's not fair. I said, hey, no, you guys got to put up with your mother for another 4 or 5 years each of you. So, yeah, no, Running Water's the oldest. He gets to abandon ship, and I'm just helping him on his way. That's all. There was no malfeasance or anything going on there. I was good with him being given the opportunity to get a nice fresh start on life. Yeah. Hey, Captain Morgan, good to see you. Not to change the subject.
Welcome back to
Yeah. It's about a month into it that I decided that I better find a job and start contributing. Helping out Grandma. I was running out of my work money that I had.
And that was the nice thing. My mother did have the means to keep him fed and to keep a roof over his head, and she was more than glad to do it. But the way we raised our kids, Running Water, of course, felt he had to carry his weight, and he did. Look how long you traveled back and forth to work and all around, everything you had to do by bicycle. Yeah, and he did whatever he had to do, and yep, the
those bike trips out to St. Bonnie were a pain, though.
Hey, good for you, Metal Music. Yep.
Going to St. Bonnie wouldn't have been so bad if it wasn't uphill both ways.
That's right. That's right. That route to St. Bonifacius was miserable because both directions you'd go up a steep frickin' hill, then you get to go downhill. Oh no, you're going downhill just to go up another steep hill. Then you're going downhill. Well, when it's up and down like that, that means it's uphill both ways. You had the exact same hills to pedal on the way back. There was no. If it was all uphill on the way there and all downhill on the way back, that'd be a lot cooler than the up and down that you had. That is one hilly stretch. And what is that? I think, if I recall, it's like that's a 14-mile stretch from where we lived. Where Grandma lived, 14 miles, and of that 14 miles, I'd say 10 of it was all up and downhill. And they weren't small hills. There were no little hills that you went up and down. It was all, you'd pedal for 10 minutes uphill, and then you get to ride downhill for about 5 minutes, and then you're pedaling uphill for 10 more.
Oh,
I need a boo-boo. I need a Band-Aid. I got a boo-boo.
That's pretty good for an all-dayer.
First one today.
I was going to say, for an all-dayer, that's the first skid mark you got on your hands. That's pretty good.
These computers suck. I hate doing these. But I got it.
Hey, Arcade. It's great to see you, by the way.
My boss ain't going to let me go to the clinic either.
No? Your boss is insistent that
he's a piece of shit.
You stay on the job, and you are expected to exceed your quota.
I exceeded it today.
Oh yeah, what you got done today is not crazy.
And that's pretty good. Like I didn't start till 1:00. So.
Well, and that's what is amazing, how late you got started today, which isn't like you. And you just jumped right into it. You've been at it constantly.
Bullshit.
I'd say probably the biggest lesson I learned, though, from being left down there at Grandma's is don't ride
Well,
with
nobody
anyone
loves you?
outside of town. You know, that you drive yourself anywhere if you're going outside of town. You know, you don't ride with anybody else. You know.
Well, if you're not in a situation where you own your own vehicle, guess what?
You're
Things
screwed.
can happen.
Well, and that's why I was always telling everyone that anywhere I need to go, I can get on my bike. If I can't get there on the bike, I don't need to go there.
Don't need to go, right?
You know, and they thought I was crazy when I went up to Elk River that one time. You know, but
Yeah. I'll never forget when I started driving truck over the road, Weather Shield, when I was leased on the Weather Shield, they told me that it's their company policy that I would have to ride with another driver for the first 2 weeks minimum before I would be out solo. And then after I'm out solo, every couple of months or so, they'd want me to take somebody out for a couple of weeks. I told them, I said, me taking somebody out, I'm good with. I'm all good with that. But I am not going to be the second guy in the truck. And they said, well, why not? If you're willing to take somebody with you, why aren't you willing to go with somebody else? I said, because that somebody else can kick me the hell out of the truck or just take off while I'm in the crapper and leave me behind. Oh,
In the
Granny
shop.
dropped out. Yeah. And I learned. I learned that. Yeah, I had a couple of guys I left in truck stops. I didn't just leave them and unawares, you know. One of them, when he come up to the truck from the truck stop, I was sitting in my seat with his duffel bag in my lap. He comes over to the passenger side and he's trying to get in the door and he's going, the door's locked. I said, come around on the driver's side. He comes around the driver's side, threw his duffel bag out the window and said, you'll find in the front pocket of your duffel bag $200. The one-way ticket is $80 on Greyhound. You can get that right over at the truck stop. Have a nice trip home, asshole. Yeah. I only kicked out 3 drivers total, but one I kicked him out. Gosh, I think I don't know, from Medford to Abbotsford, it's 20 miles? Maybe 20 miles there. So he was only 20 miles from home. Left him at the restaurant.
Boy, you're pretty good at leaving people places.
Yeah. Yep. Every one of those drivers I left behind before I ever left running water behind. So
Well, then you have practice.
he can thank the over the road type of employment for me, suggesting to him, we'll take the freight and leave you behind.
Look at him, Sty.
You earned it tonight, Mike. You earned it. I'm
I
all
need the whole
for that.
freaking box.
The arcade Greyhound. Yeah.
Leave the driving to us.
Yep. I'm amazed that outfit's still in operation.
Well,
get the
COVID hasn't shut them down.
What's that?
COVID didn't shut them down.
No, they're still out there running. We still get our we still get our Wednesday night Greyhound here in town, and we get I think it's every other night we get that. It's some other charter outfit, but they're kind of basically leased on the Greyhound that stops in downtown. And
They used to have trailways too. Greyhound Trailway.
Yeah, Trailway.
Yep.
Those were the 2 big ones.
I didn't like Greyhounds $80 anywhere in the U.S. F you. I want to go down to Minneapolis, 240 miles. It's going to cost me $80. The guy next to me says, I'm going to San Francisco. All the way across the frickin' country, $80. He better have a pretty shitty ride every bit of from Minneapolis to San Francisco. That ride had better be horseshit because he's using up the good part of the ride to Minneapolis. Because I'm paying for the good part of the ride because it costs $80 just to get to Minneapolis. But you get to San Francisco for $80? Well, that ride could be a crappy ride. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and buses.
Oh, I must have been Georgiana's saying, Sty, you must have been a bad date. I never once abandoned a girl. Never once abandoned her anywhere. Now I have had them. I have said to them, you squeeze right up tight against that passenger door, shut your mouth, and I'll get you home in a matter of minutes.
Didn't you leave one girl behind?
I don't recall one.
Yeah, you told me about one girl. You left behind there. One girl.
I don't recall it.
Well, you told so many stories, but you told me one story when you left one girl behind. Toxic. Was that the one that was was it bathing or something? No, fuck. What? Was that your ex? No, it wasn't your ex. You didn't want her in the car because she was all wet.
Oh, there is one time. Yeah. But that was for good reason. I had a really nice car. And we stopped at this beach, middle of the frickin' night. We're both slightly intoxicated. We stop at the beach, decide we're going to go swimming, right? And we go swimming. Well, I stripped down to my boxers and went swimming. Well, then I went around the side of the car and got out of the wet boxers and put my dry jeans and shirt on. And she comes walking up to the car, and she's soaking fucking wet. She was wearing shorts and a shirt, and of course her underwear and bra, and she jumped in with her shorts and shirt on, and she comes walking over my car, and I reached over real quick, locked the fucking door, and she goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "You ain't getting in here in that wet shit. Not my car." And she goes, "I'm not getting naked to get in your car." I said, "I'll tell you what, I'll meet you halfway. You get rid of the shorts and the shirt. You can go around to hide in them trees over there, wring out your panties and your bra, put them back on, and then get in the car. And you put that wet shit in the trunk. But you ain't getting in the car with them shorts and that fucking wet shirt and sitting on my leather seats. Ain't happening." I will not. I said, the offer's only going to be made one more time. Otherwise, you're walking home. And it wasn't that far for her to walk home. So she wouldn't comply. So I said, "You have a good night. I don't know if I'll ever take you out again, but you have a good night. You have no respect for my car. Hell, I don't know if I'll take you anywhere again." So I just left her.
Yeah, you left her.
Now, mind you, everybody, that was back in the days when it was safe for a young lady to walk home after dark. It was, we didn't have the issues we have today.
Yeah.
And in that community of ours, yeah, anybody tried any bad things to a gal on the street, they're going to pay dearly. They're going to get hurt. Yeah. But no, I wasn't going to let her in my nice car soaking wet. Ain't happened. And those were the days when you didn't have 30-gallon garbage bags. Now I carry a whole roll of them suckers in my truck. Somebody wants to get in there, and they got wet clothes. Let me line my leather seat with those garbage bags, and then you may ride. But not on my leather. You're not getting in that way.
And Facebook says you're going to heaven. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Well,
going
that's
to heaven. I'm going to
because-
hell. There's something wrong here. There's something wrong here.
That's only because everything I did like that was just. It was just. It wasn't out of hatred. It wasn't out of cruelness. I didn't want to have to make her walk home, but I needed to have her walk home because I was not about to ruin those nice seats. Yeah.
Which
it
would
was
have been
just.
a sin. Yeah. That would have been a
You-
sin to ruin those seats.
That would have been a sin. Absolutely. I didn't want her to have to go to heaven and explain why the hell she ruined my car seat.
Oh, I bet the worst
I actually
thing-
saved her from some righteous indignation when she trying to get through the pearly gates.
Hey, don't you tell me that it didn't happen worse thing in that car than
It's a sin. It's a sin to abandon your son too.
No, I did not abandon him. I taught him. I taught him a very
stick up for him,
important.
Redwater.
I taught him a very important life's lesson.
Yeah.
He knew his mother for 18 years. He got to live with my mother for, 6 or 8 months. And he got to find out how I was raised versus how he was raised, and taught him a wonderful life's lesson, So yeah, I'm not, I feel no guilt whatsoever leaving him there for Christmas. Yeah.
It's all Sty's fault.
It's all Sty's fault. It has been all day, folks. She's been using that tag all day. It's all Sty's fault.
Oh, you had to go.
Hey, you guys, share this out. Share while you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs, listening to
I'm busy working.
Sty's form of righteousness.
Oh my God.
Share this out. Get some new blood in here. Share it out. Share it out. If you haven't, give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even say it publicly, but I'm amazed. I had 3 videos in the last week and a half that haven't had a thumbs down. I'm afraid for my thumbs down people.
Now you don't.
They, I wish them well. I hope they're,
Did you get a thumbs down?
did they have COVID really bad, or were they in a car accident? What happened to them? I get worried. But it's the kind of thing where you got that uncle you can't stand or that aunt you can't stand, but you haven't heard from them for 6 months. You're going, I hope they're okay. Can't stand them, but I hope they're okay. That's kind of the deal.
I've been busy, but I'll get to it, Sty. Don't worry. They're coming.
Yeah.
They're coming.
What's coming?
Your thumbs down. They're coming.
You would do that. You would, wouldn't you?
Yeah. One day.
Hating
After
on
what I hear-
Sty
after what I heard tonight,
makes absolutely no sense. If you don't have somebody that's hating on you, you can't truly appreciate the ones that are loving on you.
Wow.
It's
The
all
ones
over.
that are loving on you, they're being so nice. You can't truly appreciate them if you haven't experienced the other end of that story. You got the hater that reminds you how lucky you are to have such great people around you.
Yeah, 6 hours of streamer will tell you that. Yeah. I love you a little bit.
Just a little bit. 6 hours. 6
Oh,
hours. I'll
yep.
put up with you for 6 hours. That's,
Yeah.
Do you charge by the hour in?
Yeah, I do.
Damn. Sty's broke.
Oh, he is.
Don't you share my account with him. It's none of his business how much I owe.
But I'm the one that always has to finance it.
That's it.
Now I know how that.
You could just put it on my account instead. You know, you don't.
I
need
know.
to go-
I keep screwing up.
You don't need to go to Sty.
As long, I know. As long as he gives a
Georgiana, I'm endeared to Sty. Just don't want to get in a vehicle with him.
Me neither.
Georgiana, I would never leave you on the side of the road somewhere. I guarantee you, I would not. I
You'll
would not.
drive your car sick.
It's only one gal, and I didn't feel like I left her on the side of the road somewhere because I was mad at her or anything. It was just, just protecting the car.
Keep saying that. Keep saying that. Yeah, you will do it. I bet you did something in that car that was worse than like water.
Never.
I don't know. I wasn't talking about running water, but yeah.
Never. No.
Never ever have I.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh,
Well,
you.
Well, see, I remember that what caused the big problem for that trip that we had made was should have known it was an omen starting off, because that was the trip when we had that stuff on the roof rack and we put that net thing on there,
And the roof rack popped off.
Yeah,
That's
so we had
why
to
the
shove it
car
all
ended up.
inside.
That's why the car ended up so full. I bought this awesome bungee cord net that you put all your gear on in the luggage rack on the roof of your car, and then that bungee cord net goes over that and hooks to the rails all the way around. It worked great. Everything was up on the roof so that we had nothing in the car. All of our luggage, everything was up on the roof. Put that net on, and I'm standing back in the yard looking, admiring it, and all of a sudden it goes boom. The whole roof rack pulled out of the roof of the car.
Yeah, we're all out there.
And that meant everything had to go inside. Look at this guy. There he is. Hey.
There he is.
What's up, everyone?
Hey.
Ah, look at that hoodie.
Look at the hoodie.
Uh-huh.
Look at the hoodie.
It's cold down here.
That's cool. Is
He
it chilly?
didn't get me out of the shorts, but he got me in.
He's wearing shorts, but he's got a hoodie on.
Yeah, that guy, I never will understand.
It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold at his house tonight. He better wear that hoodie.
Yeah, it's supposed to get down to like 32 tonight.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, sir.
That's cold.
32. What is that? I have to Google that.
32 is about 0.
0 degrees there.
Yeah.
Centigrade.
That's 0.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
fuck.
easy one to figure out.
That's the easiest one to figure
This is
out.
here now.
Oh, it's -1 there, so it's
Well,
it's about 31.5 degrees there.
See, you gotta have one of these. The metric conversion chart. See that? That's for idiots like me.
Yeah, I got it. I got it on my computer. I just if I want to open it, I just open it. Yeah, it's 39 here. That's not too bad. Supposed to get down to 34 tonight, though.
So yeah, it's supposed to get down to. I don't know what it is right now. Right now it's
Ooh.
45.
Shit. Tomorrow night, 28 degrees. Saturday, 27. 32 on Sunday. but 26 on Monday. And the highest high we have is 46 on Saturday. Otherwise, 40, 41, and 42 degrees. So it's going to be a cold frickin' week. And it's showing precipitation every day. And guess what kind? Snow.
Oh,
That pisses me off. I need to get that trailer sealed before the snowstorms. It ain't even freaking Halloween yet. What
Better get busy.
I can't. And it's been wet. Damn it.
Go out to the blow dryer.
Blow dryer.
Build a fire.
Running water's got a lot of hot air. Have him go out there and blow on
Wow.
it. Look at me.
Go out there and talk to my trailer for a half an hour.
I'll put that kerosene heater out there in the trailer for a bit.
Fuck that. Nothing
20
in
minutes
that
and
trailer
it'll
would
be nice and
survive.
dry.
Nothing in that trailer would survive. Not up in this part of Wisconsin. Ain't gonna be no 62. Oh yeah, we've had snow here on Halloween. Running Water probably remembers that one Halloween when we lived up in Red Cliff on the Indian reservation. All them kids are all thrilled that, hey, it's Halloween tonight. Awesome. And the day started out nice and sunny. About 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it clouded up and started to frickin' snow. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we already had over 8 inches of snow. And it frickin' snowed all frickin' night. Them trick-or-treaters out there, it was so funny. You see all these kids out there in snowmobile suits with a frickin' mask on. That's like, yeah, you goofy little monsters out there in that frickin' blizzard.
You gotta get that candy.
I tell you what, that's one thing we found on the reservation. Oh, look there, he's got trick-or-treat candy right there. Yep. And on the reservation, we found...
it's gonna be snow on Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, you're getting snow too.
Fuck's sake!
Yeah, don't want it. I don't
It's
want
that time of year.
No, it's not.
Fuck it. No, I don't want it.
A good typical year up here where we're at will get snow usually a few days before Thanksgiving. If we're, well, I should say about a week before Thanksgiving. I don't know how many years up here I've been out deer hunting on opener, and it snowed that night for opener the next morning. And no snow prior to it. It was just like back then, it was just a written rule. It'll probably snow on opener, you know. And heck, we had one year up here, I was still pouring concrete for. My guys were pissed off. They were hoping, my crew were hoping they were going to be laid off the week before Thanksgiving. They had to come back to work after Thanksgiving, and I worked them for 2 weeks into December pouring concrete. That's how warm it was. Yeah. Oh, they were pissed that year. And I told them, what the hell are you pissed about? I'm paying you union wages. And Christmas is coming. I would think you'd be happy. Well, we're so used to having December off, you know. Well, get over it. Yeah, we always like a light snow for opener and the week of hunting. And it's best for tracking them after they're shot. If you got a wounded deer, they're a lot easier to track in the snow. It's hard to follow a blood trail when you've got all the different colored leaves all over the forest floor. Red ones, yellow ones. Yeah, you just... Right, yeah. No, our ground wasn't cold. And there are different grades of concrete, and if you got the right mix, I've seen concrete poured on ground that's just a couple of degrees over freezing. The key is don't let the concrete freeze. Oh, look at Leona. That's
That's cute.
Crazy.
oh, your wife went to one of them stores that got the candy by the pound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at one a few years ago. That place was kind of awesome, except it could get spendy. They got barrels all over that store with
Yep.
scoops, and they got these bags hanging there for you. You just fill the bag, and they weigh it by the pound, and it was pretty awesome. That's the way the M&M store in Las Vegas is. Anybody been there? Anybody?
Been where?
You been there, Mike?
Yep.
Isn't that awesome?
Yep.
Great big round clear plexiglass tubes that go all the way up the ceiling with every frickin' M&M you could imagine in the world.
Wow.
And they got these little levers. You grab the drawer and you stick your bag under there and put however many of that kind of M&M you want. And they got all these different sized bags you can get. And there's M&Ms all over they're sweeping constantly because people are overfilling their bags. They don't realize, don't pull that chute wide open if you got this tiny little bag. And they whoosh and M&Ms are all over the place. I always wondered, because they did have a tube that had every kind of M&M they carry. Made me wonder if how they fill that son of bitches after they close the store. They sweep up the floor and they put it all in that tube.
Put it all
Could
back where it
be.
came from.
Yep, could be. But yeah, those kind of candy stores are dangerous. You can spend a lot of money in them.
We used to spend a lot of money there when the kids were little. We would we used to go down to North Carolina at least once a year, and we'd have to get the kids, and they'd buy. Oh, we'd walk out of there spending $80 on stupid candy. But we had 6 kids, and me and the wife, so everybody got their little bag full of candy of, a combination of all sorts of things in there. And we told them, for the most part, they had to pick stuff that was by the weight because they had other candy there too. But then you were paying for that separately. It wasn't by the pound. So you had to stick with the stuff in the barrels, and that was what they could get. So.
Yeah. Fred Sanford knocked over a valuable porcelain and told Lamont he got robbed. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Well, I picked me up 2 of those ghost pepper donuts from Dunkin' Donuts today. So.
Did you?
Yeah, I had to take a bit of a detour on the way home to
get to it.
To get to them. So.
I saw those on Facebook. Was it you that posted them up there?
No, it was Saucy Shane.
Oh, it was Shane. Okay, I was going to say it was either you or Shane that put it up there, but I saw those, and I first thing I thought is, I'm sorry, I love you, Phil, but if you're going to eat a donut with ghost peppers on, you're fucking stupid. What the fuck is wrong with that? I mean, you do not put that hot shit on a goddamn donut. It doesn't belong on. It doesn't belong on donuts. Doesn't belong on ice cream. Doesn't belong in a cake. You people need to get some psychological help. You're putting that spicy shit on things that are never, ever in the world, by any degree, supposed to have that on it. No.
You mean like spicy stuff in chocolate?
Yeah, that's I've eaten it, and yeah, I've come to realize how stupid that is.
or spicy strawberry sauce on ice cream.
That ain't right.
Or
Don't.
spicy brownies.
Not good. Not good. Rice Krispie bars? Yeah.
Yeah, Rice Krispie bars. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's
Yeah.
all
No.
good. It's all good.
It's
It
all
only
good.
makes things better. It just makes it better.
Yeah. Yeah, B
Well,
lady. There's a lot
that's why
coming
I've been
out with
getting
ghost
these.
peppers.
That's why I've been getting these, and I add them to my Wendy's chili so it has some flavor.
Well, there you go. Yep, there's Cindy says spicy caramel on ice cream or cheesecake. Yep.
Nope. Ruining stuff. Ruining stuff. Yep.
I mean,
By
you
the way,
can
Running
overdo
Water,
it.
I have your T-shirt for you when you get home. Your
Okay.
channel T-shirt.
I mean, you
Okay.
can't
A couple
overdo the spicy.
Can't overdo the spice. Yeah.
I said you can overdo the spicy. You can have
You
too much
can.
on that stuff. I mean, I don't want my my morning donut to be a challenge donut.
Well, that's it. That's what
I just got to make sure I hide them from Jim Bob so he don't accidentally eat one in the morning.
yeah. Poor Jim Bob, you know. Oh, look at donuts. I'll
He
have a donut.
He ain't too smart.
Nope. And he'd probably stick over half that donut in his mouth one bite, you know. And then once it's in there, it's too damn late. Yeah. Yeah. Poor Jim Bob. Otherwise, everything spicy, I don't feel sorry for. I mean, he brings it on himself. Poor Jim Bob, it's all by accident, you know, or forced upon him.
Right.
Yeah, D-Bag saying his friend didn't believe that I did 34 chips. It's funny because like Nelson Cheney does Craven Capsaicin, and he's the one that Roman wears those white tights of.
Yep.
And he's got a video of a ghost pepper chip video that's done pretty well for itself. And there's people on there telling him, "Oh, you didn't really add that to it. It's you can't possibly eat. I eat spicy stuff all the time, and that lit me up, and you didn't even shed a tear or nothing." It's like some people just don't realize. For some of us, that that one of those chips is not that spicy. A bunch of them is, but just one of them, nah.
Well, and that's the thing is that's like when you got me to do my first actual whole reaper. It was shocking. But it was bearable. It wasn't as bad as what I perceived it to be by listening to outside comments. And I had to keep bringing myself back to what you said about it, how it's going to be, what the effect it's going to have, what I could at least expect. That it could be worse, but you're going to at least get this out of it. And it was true. It was true. It was a little more than what I thought Phil had explained it to me, and that's because of his tolerance level. He's got to try to imagine bringing himself down to where I would be. And he did a pretty damn good job of it. But there were a lot of people saying, "Sty, don't do it. You're not going to be able to handle that. There's no way." Well, I found out. No, I can. I've done 3 fresh reapers, and I've done the equivalent of 2.5 dry reapers. I did that weird little elf shoe fucker you sent me. I can still remember back when I stuck that little sucker in my mouth, and it was tough as shoe leather too. It wasn't a tender. It wasn't like the Reaper. The Reaper I could chew up. That elf shoe, I mean, I nod, and that sumbitch burnt like hell. Tiny little pepper just. I mean, that tiny little pepper tasted like a full-size Reaper. It was, not what I expected. I was just proud that night, too. I'm going to do this little elf shoe just as a warm-up to doing one of these Reapers Phil sent me. not going to be so bad, guys. Oh shit, that was hot. The hot pepper thing is getting out of control. Well, the thing is to me it would be out of control if the pepperheads were pushing it on non-pepperheads. As long as they're not pushing non-pepperheads to try to be extreme like that, I'm cool with it. I think a person should be able to do what they want with themselves, if they want to do something goofy like that, like E-Waste Mike eating, 3.5 pounds of ice cream every day. That's it's up to him. It's cool. He shakes his head.
Quit being jealous.
So did you make enough room for a Monday order from Schwann's?
Almost.
Almost, he said. Almost. I'm almost there.
I made the 12 cinnamon buns today for breakfast, so those are gone. I almost got another box of ice cream sandwiches gone. I'm going to have a bag of pierogi tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably have room. Now I think about it.
I'm trying to make enough freezer space because I want to order some of their omelets. I miss those. I got to be careful. I just don't have the freezer space. And
well, that's the problem. It all comes in, big bags and boxes, so you either have to break it down, take it out of the boxes and.
Right. You might be able to break anything down.
I keep thinking of getting a floor freezer, but I don't know where the hell the spot that I would want to put it in is occupied. I don't know where I'd put that cabinet. I don't just.
Hey Phil, do you have Mr. Fulton on Messenger?
Do you have his access to Mr. Fulton on Facebook?
He want to come up. Can you send him a link?
Yeah, we'll let him come on up. If you got a way to send him a link,
sure do.
Not in the chat.
Thank you.
I'm not doing it in the chat, woman.
Her name is Ann.
No, it's woman.
You heard what I said. You little bitch.
Little bitch.
Huh?
All right, girls, cut it out. Quit. All right,
she started it. Hey, she started it. So.
Hey, you're both pretty. Now, slow down.
Well, I think his face
Here we go, talking about pretty mouths.
The abandoned child had something to say.
Yeah.
All I've done is stuck up with him for him all night, and that's what I get.
The abandoned child. Yeah.
I see how that's gonna go. All right.
Yeah, Nicholas. Yeah. That's it. Popeye and Pluto. Yeah.
What if my boss would
I think that's one of the things that made Mom the maddest was that I didn't come back. At any point, that she didn't have that control.
Well,
anymore.
The thing
I'm
is,
not under her roof.
the thing is the other three kids. That's why they felt it was so unfair that you went down there and never came back. Is because it took her a while because she thought you were going to end up back. And when she realized it wasn't happening, then she took your share of the wrath, which was a big share, and she started applying it equally across the other three. And they're like, whoa. And I don't know how many times your siblings said, I'm not him. Mom, don't do that. I'm not him. Yeah.
Yeah, they also got the chores.
Hey, lazy Nate.
So what you're saying is they didn't have running water anymore.
Yeah. Didn't have running water anymore, so
right. Pissed her off.
Yep. Well, they got to take over all my chores and deal with her all the time. And
yeah, but
And then I went and married someone almost as crazy.
That was your fault. That was what I tried to warn you. I tried to warn you. Said nope, 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 don't do it. But oh no, I don't know what it was, but I right away I thought, oh no, my kid's marrying his mother. Oh no.
Damn.
I just had that gut feeling, and we all kind of learned the hard way there. Yeah. But that happened.
Fuck.
And life goes on. We're not talking about relationships. I spend about 4.5 of 6 hours today talking about that shit.
Yeah. Well,
Right,
see, luckily,
man.
it didn't take me 38 years to get out of it. So.
Ooh, burn.
For me, I'll put that in my pocket. Save it for later.
Very good.
Oh, geez. I got to go find me a nice watertight Christmas bag to take a shit in it so you got something for Christmas from me. There we
Well, you
go.
got to start now, so at least you got a big present. Wouldn't
There
want
he
to start changing him on his.
Well, good evening, Mr. Fulton.
Good evening to you, Sty.
How
Hey,
you doing?
Stu. Good. I got some spicy stuff.
Was that hot sauce from Taco Bell?
Talk about? Yep, it is. I go get myself some chips.
What's up, Saucy Sam, my brother?
Yes, Sty North was married for 38 years. Yeah. Yep, 38 long years. I tell you what, though, those 38 years were the best 4 years of my life. The first 4.
You're being
Just think,
generous.
half your life.
Yeah, actually, I am being generous. I think I can roll that back to best 2 years were at the front end. The second best 2 years was in the mid 80s, late 80s.
Damn, Fulton, where'd you go?
Well,
Hey,
it would
you
have been
lady.
right around about year 3 that my other siblings started popping up. So.
Right, it just kept getting rougher, rough. But, B lady, I admire your tenacity. Well, the thing is it, a lot of it has to do with your upbringing and, your ideologies, your mindset. And it was just one where, I loved the ladies. And I guarantee you I loved the ladies. This one, I decided, well, I believe I can be hitched to her and follow the rules of being hitched, And I held out for 38 years. And I could have easily ended it within 5 years. If she would have asked for it, I would have gone with it. I always told myself I will never ask for a divorce. I will stick it
There
out.
I go. All right.
And but if my spouse were to ask for it, I cannot control my spouse's feelings, so then I would acquiesce to it. And that's what I did. Because when she asked for the divorce, it was the first time she had ever actually asked for it. I said, I will give it to you. So go for it, Mr. Fulton.
All right, I'm ready.
Making big.
It's very burning in here. Spilling in my lip. It's spilling in my mouth.
We got to get Mr. Fulton to do a one chip challenge.
Yeah. It's very burning, Phil.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah, their hot sauce at Taco Bell is good.
Yeah, it is.
Tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'm thinking we should do a competition, Phil.
You are you?
Are we taking bets? I'm about to make a crap load of money.
That
Mr. Fulton,
You got
Your
to have someone take your bet there, Mike.
Mr. Fulton's gonna kick your ass, Phil.
There you go.
Oh.
You're crying, are you?
Neither, Cindy. That was just regular hot sauce.
Yeah.
Have you guys tried cheese? Hot cheese? It's pretty spicy.
Now that you mention it.
But is it everything spicy?
Yeah. I've known a lot of people that say, "Oh, I like pepper jack, but only a couple of pieces because it's so spicy."
Mother.
And pepper jack, I sit there, I'll take a block of it, sit there and take bites out of it, chow it down. To me, pepper jack's not. To me, it's got a good pepper taste, but it doesn't have that heat, you know. MRE jalapeno cheese is pretty tasty. See, I've never had the MRE jalapeno cheese. I've never had it.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
The
only thing I had was that squeezed cheese that we put on those crappy crackers.
right.
But see, I got out in 1992, so or 91.
That squeezed cheese was, man, you had the best way to eat that I found was you stick the cheese pack in your pocket and you put your crackers up in the top pocket, you know, so you don't smash them any worse than they already are. And then when you're ready to eat a snack later, you take that cheese out and you start kneading it while you're hiking for 15 minutes. Knead it, keep kneading it, and then you can open it and put it on a cracker. Otherwise, if you just take it out of the MRE, open it up, try to squeeze it on your cracker, your first cracker looks like it's been sitting in the bottom of a sardine can because it's all nothing but oil and a little bit of cheese. All the freaking oils in that cheese have separated, and it all comes out of that damn pack right away. It's just a runny, oily freaking mess. And yeah. For a guy that didn't serve in the service, I can relate when it comes to MREs. When I was young, we used a lot of during the NOM era. I mean, we thought we were the cat's ass having MREs for camping. Boy, that's some of the NOM era MREs. Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm convinced they gave you those cheese so you wouldn't have to poop as much because you eat that MRE cheese, you weren't pooping for a couple of days at least.
That you know how many people I've heard say, and usually servicemen from especially from NOM era forward, said that that's not cheese, that's stool stiffener.
Yep.
That's so that you won't shit out your MRE so fast. Because you got to hold it in your system for 3 days so that you can digest all that crap that get the, it's 4,000 calories, but it's only worth 1,500 because you crap it out so quick. Unless you eat the cheese. If you eat the cheese, you're going to get all 4,000 calories because it's going to sit in your system for a couple days. Yeah. See, that's one thing I used to do a lot with it. If I had like the chili mac or the spaghetti one, if there was cheese pack with crackers with that, I'd throw the cheese pack in the heater with the entree, and then I'd take the cheese pack and I'd squirt it over the entree and stir it in, and then eat it with the cheese pack mixed in with it. Just add a little flavor, extra flavor to the entree, or to hide the flavor of the entree, and the crackers, cheeses. I mean, they make good chipmunk bait, so you can catch something worth eating. You know. You like the vegetarian one, eh, Nick? I didn't. I wasn't thrilled with it, but then I wasn't thrilled with any MREs. They. I would say that every one of them, yeah, they were edible. They were edible. You know, that it's just not where I'd go home and if Mom said, "Would you like to stay for dinner?" Well, yeah, sure. I hope it's MREs. No, no, never one of those.
I was watching this video. There's a bunch of old war vets. You know, it's the VFW. They're singing a VFW, and they're trying newer MREs. They're sitting there and they're like, "This is great. These are awesome." Hey, no wonder our soldiers are so soft nowadays.
Oh, hell.
These old timers.
Them old timers. Yeah. Oh, geez.
It's like our MREs didn't have an expiration date; they had a manufactured date on them.
That's oh shit! You should have heard Running Water. Your uncles and your he'd be your great grandfather when they were talking about K and C rations, and my granddad telling me there ain't nothing like being out in the field, and they're busting out rations for you, and you're throwing all these frickin' canned goods in a pack that's already weighing 70 pounds, and now your pack weighs about 85 pounds because all the rations are in cans. And he says, and you pop the can open, you go, oh, it's fucking tuna fish.
Yeah.
The next meal you have, you pop a can open, oh, it's fucking tuna fish. You open another can and, oh, it's kind of like Spam. And then you open the next one, number 4, it's tuna fish. And he says, and you're just praying that somewhere in there is a square tin with crackers in it because you're just eating a can of freaking tuna fish. And he says, and it's the nastiest. He says, I actually think they just grind up the fish, the whole fish. You shove the whole fish in the grinder, stick it in the can. He says, because it didn't look like any tuna fish you'd buy in the store. Well, those were the days. And the worst part is with wet rations, they couldn't handle the high temperatures or the freezing temperatures. That so often they'd go bad, they'd go rancid. The cans would bulge, and he said, yeah, about every 5th can would be bad. You just don't want to eat it. He said, but he said, when you were as hungry as you were during World War II, he says, some of that shit tasted pretty good. I suppose. We found some old K's, my cousin and I. He was a career. He was a I don't remember his rank, but he had a pretty high rank. But when we were kids, we found some caves that somebody had stashed at this old. It was a granite works where they make tombstones, and they have these big, huge piles of these giant blocks of granite, and we go climb through those. And there's places that like caves in between those big piles of granite, and we're snooping around in there. And some old hermit must have done it, stashed a bunch of K rations in there. Oh yeah, both me and my cousin Jimmy. Food poisoning, sicker than shit for 5 days. Should not have been eating that shit. Yeah, that shit, that was in the 1960s, and that shit was 25 years old in the can, and we're eating it. Bad thing. No, don't, no. And I watch these guys on YouTube here. They'll get old K's and C's, and they'll open them up and show you what's in them. Oh, my God. That's like opening a casket, for God's sakes. Don't go in there. You don't want to go in there. And no, they open it right up, and some of these guys, they'll smell it, and they'll go, I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna taste it, and they'll taste something that's like, don't do that. Don't put it in your mouth, man. Shit, you better have a tetanus shot just opening one of them cans, because if you get cut on it, you're gonna get sick. Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, fruit salad packets that had black fruit. Disgusting. Yeah. Oh, not nice. You know, one thing I found out? Don't let dehydrated banana chips in a Ziploc bag be unzipped in real rainy, hot, humid weather. And have that sumbitch in your tent. You wake up in the morning and they're all mush, and your tent is full of fucking fruit flies.
Oh.
Freaked me the hell out. That told me them fruit fly eggs were in that bag with them chips. Because there's no way that there was enough time for a fly to get in there, lay its eggs, and have it become maggots and blah, blah, blah. The process. So the maggots had hatched probably 10, 15 hours before the bag got put in the tent. And then overnight, they all hatched in the fruit flies. And yeah, a mushy bag of banana chips full of fruit flies. And maggots, of course, they're in there.
Sounds like a tasty treat.
Protein.
And I had people tell me, well, in a survival situation, food is food. Those maggots won't hurt you. That is not true. That is not true. I'm not going to disclose which one, but Running Water might recall one of his sisters had eaten some bad food that had fruit fly maggots in it, and she ended up infested with, her intestines ended up infested with maggots.
Really?
Yep. She went in to take a poop, and all of a sudden she's screaming like a banshee and freaking out. Mom and Dad ran in to see what was wrong with the little girl, and she's pointing at the toilet and says, "Look at my poop." And I looked and I go, "Whoa, shit!" "Oh, are you sure that's fresh?" "I just went." I'm going, "And you're going?" "You went, and now you're going right to the doctor." And the doctor said, yes, it is not that uncommon. And a lot of times people will have that happen. They'll actually have maggots in their poop, but they don't look at they don't inspect their turd. And the maggots will flush themselves out of your system. They won't stay.
Okay, I've got another sauce again. And this time it's Frank's original pepper sauce.
It's what?
Frank.
Frank's.
Oh, okay.
You could do a shot glass of it.
Huh?
You could do a shot glass of Frank's.
I'll try it.
You got a shot glass? Oh, you just put it on the chip.
Drink it out of the bottle. Man up.
It's kicking in. Oh.
Does it like I do.
It's got that hot thing again, Bill.
Funny thing about that hot stuff.
Yeah. Pretty much if it's in a like a Mexican restaurant.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing, Bill?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Hey, Mike.
What?
Nothing.
Bitch.
He's over there creating a lot of racket. Is what he's doing.
All right, folks. You know what's got to happen, and it's kind of late that I'm running this, but I gotta run this. I gotta pat all my members on the back. A big thank you to all my wonderful channel supporters, my great members. You're all awesome. You're all the best. And this one is very short, but this is for Mike. Oh, fucking son of a bitch! Oh, Jesus H. Christ!
Never gets old, does it?
Oh, Mike, I was really fun with that.
And that never gets old, and I'll never be young again.
You can put that share thing up, when you sit in your chair and oh my ass. Yeah, that too is funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling Ann and Samantha today that I've been working on 2 videos. I finally gave up on both of them earlier today and said, oh, fuck it, and I'm doing a shorter one. I'll get posted tomorrow sometime because these 2 are just such a pain in the ass. The first one is that hike where I fall on my ass like that. I videoed that whole hike. So I've got 4 hours of video that I'm trying to whittle down to less than an hour to do a premiere about that hike. And it'll have that fall down. It'll have everything that led up to it and what I had to say about it after the fact built in. But oh my God. I mean, when you got over 4 hours of raw video and you got to whittle that down to try to make it into something more manageable, it's tough. And then the second one, I hiked the Black Lake Trail and it's an interpretive trail. And I even say in the video that at a point I say, well, I missed 2 of the interpretive posts, and I'll put the text up for it. I can't find the damn book that had the interpretive description in it, and that campground is closed now. All of those flyers are gone. So he got his stickers today. Okay, we're gonna pull him up.
Well, I better head off, I got
All
more
right,
interviews tomorrow.
We're gonna
so.
take off, Mr. Fulton.
Yeah, I got interviews tomorrow.
Okay. Just say F it. That I can't believe you did that, Ann. That's the first I've seen that one.
I've got Ann on my face.
Yeah.
All right, have a good night, guys.
You too, Mr. Fulton. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks.
You betcha.
Uh,
Fun, Ann?
I was taking that with Phil. I was sitting in the basement. I don't know what flipping it off, and then he pulled me up. So that's from that picture. So, is it good for you?
Is that a magnet?
No.
That's the magnet.
Oh yeah, I've got that one. No, you've got a bonehead. It's not going to stick to it because you got a bonehead.
So much for the steel plate.
Try it on the other head. Maybe it will stick there.
Hey, Bradley.
Bradley. Candy scrapping. What's up, man?
Candy scrapping. Good to see you.
Hey, Katie scrapping.
Bradley.
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 Oddly.
Bradley.
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 Shut the fuck up!
Bradley.
Michael.
Well, okay, let's move on.
Thank you.
Bradley.
Bradley!
We don't want to get Mike upset here, you know. He's working with a sharp pair of clippers. We don't want him hurting himself.
I did, look. Yeah, I'm all busted up.
You gotta have a boo.
Oh, look. There's another new one. Got one on that hand, too, now.
I
Okay,
was checking it out.
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
don't you take some of those gloves out of that package sitting next to you?
why don't you go fuck yourself?
No.
What the hell? You got a boo boo too?
There.
Oh,
Because
Look
what
at
a boo-boo.
look at she cut her fucking finger.
That finger.
It's that
She cut her
finger.
fucking finger. That's
On
terrible.
that finger.
Oh, Phil doing other thing with that thing.
That all goes back. That all goes back, Granny, to I think most of you heard that story, but I've cut myself so many times so bad. But there was one time that running water down there really pissed me off, and decided he's going to try to sow his oats. And he found out, that's the fucking old man's a little tougher than I want to deal with yet. I had a coffee cup, a mug. In fact, it was just like, well, I'll use Spicy's here. It was a mug like this, and I was holding on to it just like that. Okay. I was drinking coffee, right? I'm sitting in my recliner, and I had just finished my coffee, and he come off with a smart ass comment that needed his teeth busted for. But so that I wouldn't bust them in the teeth, I took that cup and I hit the arm of my chair with it. Boom! Figured out it's a padded arm; it's not going to break the cup or nothing. But I missed the arm and I hit the frame of the chair. It shattered the cup. Well, my pointy finger, right there, it shattered the cup in a way that a big chunk of the cup went underneath the knuckle and cut my finger about 80% off.
Oh.
It was just underneath, just a few tendons and the skin underneath the finger that would where it was still attached. Well, I didn't feel it. And I jumped out of my chair and I'm going, "You rotten little shit, all you ever talk to me like?" And my ex-wife's going like this. She's sitting on the couch and her head's going back and forth. I turned and looked at her. I go, "What in the hell are you doing?" She goes, and I looked up at the ceiling and here's this big red streak back and forth on the ceiling from the blood shooting out of my finger. And I go, "Whoa." And I looked down and my finger's just hanging there. And I'm going, "Oh, shit. I cut my finger up." I lifted my finger up, ran in the kitchen and ran it under the sink and then wrapped that sucker up with a clean dishcloth. And then I took a dish towel and wrapped my whole hand. And I called over to my mother and father-in-laws and asked my father-in-law, "Could you run me to the emergency room?" He goes, "Why? What's the matter?" I said, "It's not that big of a deal, but I can't drive." I said, "So could you run?" I said, "And the wife's going to stay home here with the kids, and you just run me in, would you?" He goes, "Yeah, I'll do that. I'll be right over." So I get to the emergency room, and this lady doctor, she gets me back there, and she's checking out my finger, and she goes, "And what did you do?" I said, "Well, I thought I cut my fucking finger, but then I realized it's the one next to it."
Whoa.
Don't say that to the gal that's going to be trying to fix that.
No.
They bring in her surgical kit. Got my finger through this big padded thing with a hole in it, just my finger sticking out. And she's got all these little frickin' forceps and clamps and shit. And she starts yanking on tendons. I'm over here beating on the metal rail in that hospital bed, just beating on it. And she's got my fingers right here in front of me on this table, and she's working on it, right? And I'm beating on that, and there's tears running down my face. I was in so much pain, I couldn't even cuss at her. And she stops, and she goes, "Oh, so now we're going to be a big baby, are we?" She says, "Man up a little bit while I get this fixed." And I'm trying to say, "Oh, you bitch. Oh, you rotten bitch. I'm going to kill you when I get out of here. You're dead meat." And I looked at the tray, and there's 4 hypodermic needles with the local anesthetic full. She never used one.
Oh.
She was working on it without any anesthetic at all. And she's yanking on those tendons with these goddamn tweezer fucking things. And she's got it splayed wide open, and it's and I'm looking, I'm going, "You C-word mother of pearl ass. I'm gonna kill you." And finally I lost it and I yelled at her, "Get away from me! Don't touch me! You murderous bitch! Get back!" Fortunately, here comes walking in a hand and foot surgeon that works for the hospital. He walks through and he goes, "Oh my gosh." He comes running over and he goes, "What's going on here?" And I'm trying to get out of that bed. "I'm going to kill her. I'm going to kill her." And he goes, "What's going on?" I said, "Look, I don't know who you are. Are you a doctor?" He goes, "Well, yes, I am." I said, "Look at that tray. Look at that tray. See that anesthetic there? She hasn't used any of it. She's been working on that finger for 10 minutes.
Oh.
He goes, "My Lord, no." He says, "No, you got to be wrong." And she goes, "Oh, my bad. My mistake. I'm sorry. We can shoot you up now." And he could read it on my face. This ain't happening. She touches me, I will kill her. I'll go to prison the rest of my life because I'm killing her. And he intervened, and I was surprised because doctors do not like to step on the toes of other doctors. And he said, "No." He says, He says, please back off. I'll take over and I'll fix his finger. I'll put his finger back together for him. And he says, your services are greatly valued, but he says, this is my specialty and I'm available. I will do it. And he's trying to be polite to her. And she started getting a little ornery. And then finally he turned around to her and said, if you don't want to be pulled up on review, he says, please let me just get him taken care of so we can get him on his way. Finally, she walked away. That guy, he shoots me up with that local. And I sat there and watched him reconstruct this finger, completely reconstruct that joint, stitch all them tendons back together and shit without an ounce of pain. It was perfect. When I walked out of there, he had that shot up so good. He says it's going to be about 2 hours before you start feeling the pain in that finger. And he says, we're going to give you some good pills that'll help you get beyond that 2 hours. And I was like, I hope she don't get paid. I kept telling him, I hope she don't get paid for any of this. That you get all the money I got to pay for this. Because she don't deserve any money. She deserves to be burnt at the stake. I mean, it was funny because I had to go for a follow-up. I had to go to this guy for a follow-up. And when I got there, he goes, speaking back to that incident in that evening in the emergency room, he said, I did find out generally why she wasn't as gentle as a person would expect. And I said, and what's a good reason for that? He says, something about you cut your certain finger, but it was not that one. It was the one next to it. And he was real tactful. He wasn't going to cuss. And I go, oh, yeah, I told her flat out. I thought I cut my fucking finger. Found out it was the one next to it. And he started giggling, trying not. And he's trying, you can see he's trying to be so professional. He starts giggling and he goes, yeah, that really upset her. And he says, actually, if you were walking down the hallway and she passed you, I'd turn around and run the other way because, yeah, she wants a piece of you just as much as you want a piece of her. I said, oh, okay.
Well, the hell with that. She didn't need a reason to want a piece of you just because you said that.
Right. I mean, for crying out loud, she needs to be able to take a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, I was being humorous about losing a finger. And she got that upset because it hurt her feelings? I mean, Jesus, there's a shot for hurting your feelings, too. It comes in a tequila bottle, Yeah. A couple shots out of that, and now your feelings shouldn't be so hurt.
That was medieval, torture. God.
Well, that was it. And it bothered me for the longest time that the cutting the finger off was bad enough, but her treatment to me, it was barbaric. I mean, it was just like, oh, that woman's mean. That woman's got something really bad going on in her soul. I mean,
that's meaner than me. That's pretty darn mean.
That's meaner than you.
I wouldn't do nothing like that to nobody, not even my worst enemy.
No, yeah, that's not. It wasn't too cool. Yeah.
The only thing I ever had like that was when I got my road rash on my arms from the motorcycle, and they just took that thing and they took this plastic brush and no anesthetic, and you got that raw skin with all that asphalt in there, and they just sat there and scrubbed and
to get that asphalt.
And I am holding onto that bed railing, and the sweat from underneath my arm is just pouring, and I'm sweating, and they're just scrubbing and scrubbing. I was like, oh man.
And there's absolutely no reason they couldn't have given you gas or given you a light general to put you at least in twilight so that you feel the pain. There's no reason they couldn't have done that. And yeah, when you described that before, you told me that story about all the road rash. And when you told me that, I had a friend that Running Water probably remembers him, Greg Bellinger, when he T-boned a deer doing 65 miles an hour on his motorcycle.
Oh.
Deer jumped across the road and he hit that deer right in the center. Boom! And he went flying down the road. The bike went over and he tried to stay on top of the deer and the bike. And when it hit the shoulder, the bike and the deer come to a screeching halt and he went flying down that shoulder on his belly, face first down the shoulder. And when they got him to the hospital, his legs, I mean, it had tore his jeans literally off his legs, and his leather jacket, it had burned the sleeves off his leather jacket, and it was insane. 2.5 hours they spent with tweezers pulling rocks out from underneath his skin. It was embedded all over, and a lot of it there were lumps where it went in. You could see the sore, or the cut, but the pebble was 1.5 inches away from that opening. It was way up underneath, but they're just running up into those channels that they cut and pulling the pebbles out, like pulling bullets out, And when they were done, they said that the total number of pieces of gravel they pulled out of them was 186. 186 pieces of gravel embedded under the skin. And his wife, Penny, was telling me, she said it was so sick watching them do that because they let her in the room while they were working on him to try to help keep him calm and stuff. She said he literally passed out 3 times during that process, where his eyes rolled back in his head and he just passed out from the pain. I said, why? And they always say they want to help you and heal you, but we'll get you there after we torture you a while. Come on, put them under and do it.
Right?
Why couldn't you do that? Yeah. Ouch. Those kind of things are just.
Well, there's that one time when, because I used to ride my bike into high school, right into town, and then was going to go park it down at those apartments in town where my friend Angie was living. Coming down to school, right in front of the Park Service building, it's all downhill, and they had just got done doing, that spray tar and then the gravel on top of it.
That crushed gray gravel that goes on top of it.
Well, my bike, I'm sure you remember that old beat up blue bike I got from Todd.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where the brakes were iffy. Well, I was trying to slow down. The front brakes on the front wheel, they buckled inside and locked that front wheel. It's just Superman it. The bike stayed back there. It's just hit the ground and roll. Yeah, the whole right side. And when I was going to park my bike and go to a cross-country meet. So I'm wearing my running shorts and my tank top. Yeah, not fun.
No, road rash, when Phil was describing his road rash, I can think of so many times I barely escaped having to go through what Phil did. And I am so fucking happy that I did escape ever having to go down that fucking path. Fortunately, most of my biting the blacktop was always in a leather jacket, and a couple times, fortunately, wearing chaps too. So, and I've seen too many guys road rash in a bad way. That's just terrible. Hey, Mike's World, good to see you, buddy. You did get your shirt, right, Mike? With your leg at half, overthinking a turn and the rain on a crotch rocket. That'll do it. A buddy of mine, his dad, and that's probably why I don't own a scooter. If I owned a bike, I'd have to have a low riding touring bike, because I ain't riding no crotch rockets or scooters anymore. Because yeah, you can, old guys can really F themselves up on them. But this old guy thought he was going to show off. You know, my buddy, he was second to the youngest in the family, and he was 18 at the time, and I was 18 at the time. And his dad was, I believe, had just turned 60. He had this big 750 water-cooled Suzuki, and he's doing about 65 miles an hour, and some asshole changed lanes and tapped his tail end, laid that bike on its side doing over 60 miles an hour. And Bruce, to save himself, he didn't want a 1,000-pound motorcycle on top of his leg sliding down the highway, so he made damn sure he slid out from under it as it laid down. But this thing's sliding down the blacktop 60 miles an hour, and he's on top of it, riding on top of it, sitting on the damn tailpipe, sitting on the exhaust.
God.
He ended up with about a 12-inch third-degree burn across his butt cheeks. Burnt the pants, it just, yeah. Oh boy, was that one. Yeah. That was one sad boy. Yeah. And the son of a bitch couldn't sit. I mean, it hurt so bad he couldn't sit. So he'd go to his house, and he had his recliner turned around backwards, and they had a footstool holding the back of the recliner up, and he'd be on his knees hanging over his recliner watching TV because he couldn't sit down. Look at he looks like a monk.
Looks like a fat homeless person.
I wasn't gonna go there.
I'll go there. I'll give a shit.
Hey, buddy, you got a cigarette and a $20 bill?
Mm-hmm. Remember they used to ask for a nickel. Now it's like a 10. Get a 5.
Oh, Mike World, Mike World.
But,
all our prayers to you. Fully understood, brother. Totally understood, man. Yeah. Don't ever feel bad for doing what you need to do. Don't ever. Don't be sad over that. Don't be sad over the conditions you're in, but don't be sad over deactivating, your channel supports. Don't ever feel bad about that. You do what you have to do, brother. That's cool. That is totally understandable. And here, everybody feels that way. We don't want anybody supporting if it hurts. Don't do it. Yeah,
that should be extra money you support your channels with, not something that you need.
Right. It needs to be true disposable income. Something that you'd go out and buy yourself an extra dinner for the month or something, that it's just, I'm going to treat myself to something. And that's the way it should be. It's just out of your extra resources, never out of what's needed. So yeah, don't ever sweat that. Hey, John's like, good seeing you.
But I do want that shirt back, Mike. No, just joking.
You want that shirt back? No, I don't want anybody's shirts or hoodies back. No. Take over, Earl. Hey.
Oh, hey.
Hey, wrong. You're on the wrong channel.
I have 2 rectums.
That's true.
We're around and knock the shit out of him.
Yeah, really, right?
If Earl really knew what Mike was doing,
right?
Mike would be in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, it would be.
I did a live stream. I did a live stream. I was going like this, rubbing on him, and it freaking rolled him up. Yeah, I rolled him right over. I had to put it in reverse to get him off. I did that on a live stream.
His skin all balled up in the drill, and they had to put it in reverse to get Earl off the drill.
He still has a little bald spot here somewhere from it. It was
That
fun. I
is
laughed for
so
20
bad.
But
That
he
is
never
so
made a
bad.
sound. He never made a sound. He like, whatever. Look at him.
I know he's the most laid-back
Earl's
cat I've
used to
ever
the
seen.
abuse.
Don't bite me, fucker.
You're right in the face.
That
Chill
you know,
out.
you talk about bald spots. Running
Yeah,
water
here's a
down
razor.
there. Running water down there. He's gotten really good at giving himself haircuts now, because he shaves his head like I do. You know, you do, you know, and then let it grow from there. And then when it gets too long, shave it again. Well, you know what the hell. But when he was a teenager, he thought he was so fucking smart. You know, he always thought he was smarter than what he was at that point. You know, I always told him, you will get smarter, and you're trying to get there real quick by bad experience. You know, watch what others do and then mimic. You know, don't try it on yourself first.
Well,
he
you have to
decides-
consider my peer base. I can't really mimic the people that were around me. You know, I'd probably be in jail.
yeah. So he decides one day he's going to give himself a haircut. He come upstairs in our house. I got one look at him. I burst out laughing. I couldn't fucking help. I don't think I ever laughed any harder than that. I laughed so fucking. His mother is in tears and freaking out, and oh my God, he's retarded. He's nuts. He's crazy. What can we do? And I'm laughing. I was kind of thrilled because he gave me such a great moment in life. Oh no, he did not know how to give himself a haircut. He's got these clippers and he's trying to give himself a haircut, and he's not too coordinated with it. He's and he come up there and he's got about 15 bald patches. They're all over, and these little tufts of hair sticking out in between the bald patches. I mean, it looked bad. It looked like you shouldn't have stuck your head in that nuclear reactor. That's the way it looked like. He just pulled his head out of a nuclear reactor. It was so hilarious. It was so, and he just goes, "I think I screwed up my haircut. Dad, is there anything we can do about it?" I go,
take it all off.
Calm down. Yeah, we can't fix it tonight. We can make it better, but we can't fix it. That's going to take some growth time because, kid, you buzzed it right down to the scalp. So the only thing we can do is shave the whole head. And unless we actually shave it, you're going to still have bald patches and you're going to have like 1/4-inch stubby hair around it. But at least from a distance, it ain't going to stand out too bad. Well, he wore a hat. He was smart, you know. He wore a hat for a month, and it finally grew out so that we could give him another, like a hiney, you know, 1/4 to 1/2 inch hair, so that it was all at least even, you know. And but his do-it-yourself first haircut just went awry on him, and it was so funny. I mean, I got to give the kid credit. That, you know, I love him for it. He gave me some awesome laughing moments. I mean, that's he takes after the old man. See, I can picture myself to have done something like that in the early 1990s. I could have pictured myself, if I was his age, doing something like that, saying, "Oh, I can do it." Oh no, I can't. Can I? You know, I can see doing that.
Well, and what led up to it was I had been asking Mom, you know, to cut my hair. It's like,
good night, bee lady. Good night. Good
not
night.
today. We'll cut it later. You know, Mom kept putting it off, and I
Right.
got impatient and decided, well, I'll just do it myself.
I remember that whole discussion because I wanted to know, why would you even take the risk? Why would you do something like that to yourself? And then it came out in the conversation that here he had been asking his mother for the longest time. And she did. She cut everybody in the house's hair except mine. No, I wouldn't let her touch mine. And she was cutting everybody's hair for him. And we had the family clippers, you know. Well, he got his hands on them and said, if she ain't going to do it, damn it, I'm going to do it. Now, if he would have asked me to cut his hair, I'd say, oh, yeah, we're going to go down to Ole's in town and you're going to get a haircut. And I'll pay for it. Yeah, that's how I'll cut your hair. But he never asked me. He didn't want to burden me with the problem. He thought he could deal with it through his mother and found out he wasn't getting any help. So he took it into his own hands. Oops. So that upset her because I told her, I said, this is one of those situations again where I'm sorry, but I am giving some gravity to the boy's argument. You know, he has been asking you, and look at his hair before he tried cutting it, and he definitely needed that haircut. And the thing is, if I recall right, Running Water, she had cut one of the girls and Joe's hair during that period of time. So it's not as if she wasn't cutting family members' hair. She just wasn't cutting his. And he felt left out, so he's going to fix it.
Well, you got to give them credit. It is hard to do something in a mirror when you haven't been used to doing it.
Oh, shit. I shaved my head.
I don't need a mirror anymore.
Just the other day, I was in there shaving my head, and I will not video that. But it would be funny to watch me because oh, God damn, am I ass backwards when it comes to a mirror. I can't do it. I can't. No, mirrors and I don't get along at all. Ann knows that. I can't braid my beard because I can't look in a mirror and do it. No, I can't. All I do is end up with a big long knot. And her and Samantha spent, what was that, Ann? Probably 45 minutes for me to get my beard braided that time. And they tell me, now you take the one in your left hand and you put it over, and I'd start moving my right hand, not your right hand, your left hand. And it's just slow because they were guiding me on every step. And finally I got it into a braid, and I'm going, well, that's cool. And I'm going to take it out because I know it's not going to hold up. So, well, you can do it. Now you know you can do it. Yeah, if I call those two gals up and sit on a panel for 45 minutes every morning. Yeah. Time to get up, girls, and help me braid my beard. No, I just think one of them should move in with me, and then, yeah, while I'm sleeping in the morning, I can wake up and the beard's already braided. There, start my day off. Yeah, Mike.
You're a mess.
I tell you what.
See, we got to look forward to Running Water.
Yeah, well, see, that's part of dating now is, I take one of the first things I do is I show them a picture of me and the old man standing next to each other. I'm like, yeah, that's me in 20 years. If you can cope with that, then we can go on to step 2 and talk. But,
Next thing you know, the girl's banging the old man. Jeez.
Hey.
Well, he's got the time. He's got the time for that shit.
Hey, I tell you what, the real benefit is he doesn't have that many more years, and he's going to look like me, and he'll be ready to retire, and he can grow his beard long if he wants. He can look almost like me, and he's going to have all the access to my computer, the YouTube channel, everything. He'll be able to get on it, post videos, do live streams. So guess what? Sty Jr. continues the legacy of the Sty North channel. It just goes on. It goes on. Now, poor Austin, his son, don't let him know yet that he may have to take over for you someday. But I wouldn't let him know that in advance. I'd wait until it's getting close to the end. Yeah, like I'm doing now. By the way, that's one of my last wishes. You keep my channel going, ass, or I'll come back and haunt you worse than I haunted you through life.
Well, just have you stuffed, and we'll do like a weekend at Bernie's deal.
There you go. You can go to Dollar General and buy me a new face.
You could just
Put it
mount
over
a
my
microphone
rotting
in the
old
head.
head.
Just mount a little speaker in the head in the mouth area, and you just have the pre-recorded Sty story.
Oh, yeah, just do replays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a remake of the originals. And yeah, there's over 170 Sty stories there. So that's going to take the channel for another. Well, I've been doing Sty stories for almost 4 years now. So that's another 4 years worth. And yeah, I've been doing Sty stories actually for 5 years now. Yeah.
Well, and I've got software on the laptop, and that it's a sampling software, where you plug in the audio, that I can get enough sound bites of Sty off of his existing videos. So all I have to do is type in the dialogue and then let the computer take and speak for Sty. Just like,
Oh, that's dirty, rotten. Everybody wants
to do that now.
Everybody wants me to write a book of my Sty stories. And I told Running Water. Running Water goes, "Would you really like to have that done?" I said, "Hey, have at it. Go ahead." It's probably going to be several volumes. With right now, I'm up pushing close to 180 Sty stories, and there's probably another 180 left. That's going to be a lot of volumes. And he goes, "Well, what you almost need to dictate, those Sty stories, and we could write them." I said, "Have at it. You got my channels here. You can go back to the very first Sty story, and you can sit there and dictate that first Sty story, go to the next, dictate that, and do all the Sty story chapters you fucking want." But you type that shit out. I ain't typing that shit out.
I've got software for that.
Well, and that's it.
It'll take the audio and it'll type it out for me.
B-Lady, to her credit, told me, "I just get voice to text and just play the Sty story segments and let it go voice to text and then edit the text. Just go in and edit the text." So she kind of put me onto that. I'm thinking of doing that. I'm actually thinking I'm going to go through.
I've got a program for you that can do that. I'll give you the disc.
Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You've got that 12 volt. You got those 12 volt plugs that you told me that I could have. That's awesome. He's got a 12 volt fan for my trailer. He said I could use. That's pretty cool. Now he's got this software. That's pretty cool. What the hell else are you giving me?
Well, I know I'm going to get it all back, so it doesn't matter.
Well, and that's it. He keeps telling me that. I don't mind giving you these things because he's going to get it back when I croak. He gets all that shit. Him and his brother get to go and get all my shit. And the nice thing about it is the stuff his brother would want is heirloom kind of stuff, family heirloom, because he's kind of like the guardian of the heirlooms kind of person in our family. So he'd be after like the antique kind of cabinet, things like that. Running Water would be after functional things, and I know my girls. It's like the boys are gonna get everything, aren't they? I said, "What the hell do I have you want?"
Whatever.
Well, some of that stuff's worth some money. Oh, now you said it. Now you said it. Oh, that's why I convert my money into real property. I would rather have tangible property than cash to fight over. Yeah. So yeah, my two boys are basically going to be joint executors of my estate. I'm just going to make all damn certain that if I don't have $500,000, that it would have to be probated, then I'm going to make damn sure I have little enough in the state of Wisconsin that it doesn't have to be probated. All I have to do is state who's the executor is, and they can distribute it any way they want. Yeah. Hey, Grim Reaper. Good to see you. The whole who's going to handle the estate thing. God, I've been so lucky that I've escaped twice of having to deal with that, and I want it to stay that way. I do not want to be an executor of an estate. What a nightmare. I liked how my brother looked at it because he was supposed to be my mother's executor, but he passed away before her. But he always said, oh, if she passes away, guys, get it clear. Everything in her apartment is going to be all pushed out into the living room. And he says, I'm going to call everybody and tell them the door will be open at 8 o'clock on such a morning. And it's going to stay open till 8 p.m. sharp. Anything left in that place is going into a U-Haul. And it's all going to Goodwill. Every bit of it. End of story. You guys get 12 hours. Grab the shit you want. Because at 8 p.m. it's all going to Goodwill. Oh, we had the whole family. That's terrible. People will be in there fighting over this and fighting over that. And I told them, I said, I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with that. I just want to be the guy that loads the U-Haul. Because then as I'm loading the U-Haul, if it's something I want, I put it in my truck. You know, park my truck next to U-Haul. That's cool. I'll take the leftovers up because I ain't fighting with people. The indigenous outdoorsman, make sure you leave me canning lids in your will. I don't do a lot of canning anymore. I don't have a pressure cooker anymore, so any canning I would do would be just hot bath canning. And I don't have a lot of jars. I do have jars I have to return to Adventures in the Heartland. Earl, is it done?
No, you broke it.
Oh.
You broke it, Earl.
If you swallow that string, it'll come out your butt the way it went in.
Don't be teabagging the cat, Mike.
Teabagging the cat.
Poor Earl.
He likes it.
Mike teabagging Earl.
Well, folks, I am jumping out of here. I am tired. I want to go to bed.
Why would you be tired? You've only been working for.
I sat on my ass all day. I think my boss left, so I can go home.
You've only been working 8.5 hours straight, so
I know.
I didn't see any breaks in there, other than that one where you had your feet up on the computer for a while.
Well, I got that.
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
That whole big place was all full. It's all right here.
Right up to the ceiling.
Yeah, it's all empty shit. There's all the motherboards over there. Where are they?
God almighty.
Yeah, I've had enough of this shit for today. I gotta go watch some Pornhub and go to bed.
Okay.
Hey, feels creepy.
Creepy videos. Good to see you. Well, dang it, Mike. You have a good evening. And
Maybe.
It maybe all depends on what news.
Well, I had
been
to shut
posted,
everything
right?
off because Ann will be bothering me now.
Is there any good midget
I
porn?
don't do that stuff.
Is there
You know,
any
I gotta
good
get
new
my.
midget porn?
No, they need. I actually sent them a suggestion for that crap because it's all the old stuff. I'm tired of the old
Yeah,
stuff.
the old stuff is just once you've
You already
seen
know
it,
what's gonna happen.
right? Exactly. But nothing like a midget hand to make a little penis look big.
Right.
Oh, that's nice. Got himself a nice 4-pointer. There you go.
But I
What
will
time
see
of the
you
year
all
I'm
later.
going to be hearing about people
Night, Mike.
Nice.
bagging some game.
Good night, Mike.
Mike,
Oh,
you
yeah.
take care of
Good night.
yourself,
Night,
buddy.
night.
And I'll
Good
see
night,
you
man.
somewhere between
Good.
now and Sunday.
Yeah. Good night, Ann. Good night, Granny. Good night, Phil. Good night, Trickling Water. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry you had just a terrible childhood. You know? I'm gonna say a prayer for you tonight, bud.
He had a good childhood. Quit.
Yeah, once he wasn't living with your ass.
Pamper his ass. Don't pamper his ass.
Yeah,
No.
You're me for everything good, buddy.
Yeah, once he's living with
Yeah,
your
my
grandparents, he had a great life.
abandonment issues, and now I just wander looking for
Yeah,
home.
you're not looking at him. Now you should start driving.
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
Poor guy.
I like that.
Everybody, Jack, good night. Good night, guys.
We see ya.
Yeah.
Later, guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Now
I'm
running
always
water.
doing that, looking for
Taking
love
after
in
me.
wrong places.
He is born under a wandering star. Yeah.
Or like Buckwheat would say, looking for nub.
I tell you what, that is ridiculous that Mike leaves and everybody shuts up.
What? And Mike wasn't saying shit anyways.
For the last hour, Mike's been wishing everybody would shut up.
Mike wasn't saying shit.
I think everybody was gabbing away and being loud just because Mike's like, "Oh, would you shut up?"
Yeah,
Now
they
he
had
leaves
over all
and
that racket he was making.
we don't have a good reason to just be yakking, yak, 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 yak.
I've been yakking with you for 6 hours before I get up here. So yeah.
We're going on 9 hours of you and I being together. That's pretty cool.
It's not the first time, Sty.
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, yeah, we've done better than 9 hours before. But those 9 hours, that really went.
Oh,
I
those
mean,
were 9 great hours, eh?
yeah, those were nighttime hours, pure nighttime hours.
No, still light there is almost 5 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Sasma.
Ask me, what's up?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's me, 72. Yeah, it's great to see you. So is winter over yet?
Yeah, right?
I hope so.
You know,
Yeah, I think we got more ahead of us.
I like Christmas. I just wish it was a different part of the year.
They do Christmas in July.
Well, it's not. The problem is it really isn't legit. I mean, it's not Christmas. I just think that they should. Hey, why don't they have, they got daylight savings time. Why don't they have old fart savings time and turn the calendar back a couple years, for us old farts, so that we can gain a year, Sometimes it feels like we're jumping ahead a year. Everybody complains about 2020. What a nightmare! It's been a terrible year, and let's get it over with, and this and that. And to me, and I've only been hearing that for about the last month, and it's like don't you people know how long a calendar is? Guess what? 2020 is well over. It's on its way out. This is not the time to say, well, let's get it over with. No, just hang on. It's going away. I mean, it'll go away quick enough. And I don't want it. I don't want to knock off the last quarter of 2020. I'm old. I don't want to lose that.
No.
You guys want to skip the tail end of 2020? Go right ahead. I'm sticking around for it. No, I'm not giving up no months. No.
Good night, Grim Reaper Country.
Good night, Grim Reaper.
Yeah, good night. Sesame says, not too much finished making my buck into sausage, so that feels awesome. Oh, yeah, that's got it. Nummy, nummy, nummy. Oh, I could definitely use some good venison sausage. And there was one year that my daughter brought me 4 huge sticks of jalapeno cheddar venison sausage. It was jalapeno cheddar and lots of jalapeno in it. You sliced it and it was just so pepper checked. It was just, every bite you got a mouthful of jalapeno, and damn, those were good. Oh, I would kill to get some. She doesn't live anywhere near that guy that makes it anymore. Damn it. Actually, I don't even know where that daughter lives anymore. I don't know. She's moved in the last 5 years, I think 6 times now.
Ooh.
That's insane. You just don't know what. You know what state she'll be in because she ain't never leaving Wisconsin, but you never know which town. Let's find a bigger house. Then let's find a cheaper house. Then no, big was better. So let's find a big house again. Oh, winter's coming. Let's find a smaller, cheaper house. Jesus Christ. Why don't you get a medium-sized house and stay put?
And she's married?
No.
Oh.
She got 10 kids and a boyfriend.
Oh, that one.
And I've got 1 great-grandson. I got another great-grandchild on its way. And they're all out of her household.
Mm.
I told her, I said, your house is a puppy mill. That's all it is. It's just a puppy mill. And now her puppies are having puppies. That's just, I mean, yeah, she's got one hell of a huge kennel there. I mean, yep.
There isn't any crossbreeding going on, though, is there?
Okay, good. Not yet. I hope I'm dead and gone before I find out that that why does that new kid look like that kid and that kid?
Right.
Well, and the problem there is it's getting to the point where there's so many of them, it's freaking confusing. I mean, if I was one of the kids in that family, and the way they all seem to go and do their own thing every which direction, I'm sure there'd be times when I'd go, Who are you? You know?
Yeah.
Are you a brother or sister of mine? You know? And I hate to go there. There's one of them where you have to ask, are you a brother or sister of mine? Yeah.
Oh.
And if you say, oh, I know who you are. Yeah, you're my sister. Oh, he will beat the shit out of you. Don't go there. And I'll tell you what, she even scares me. That girl, a big girl, boy, and yeah, you don't want her getting her paws on you. She'll hurt you. Yeah, it says me 72. Absolutely. I'm my own grandpa.
Yeah, things have gotten more confusing now that she's got children that are younger than her grandchildren.
Yes.
That really screws shit up.
Her youngest.
That threw me off. I was like, wait a
Her
minute.
youngest. Okay, her great grandson or her grandson is older than her youngest two, I think.
Stop having fucking kids.
What? Stop having fucking kids? Guess what? I said that when she had the first one.
Hey, Dennis.
So you can imagine how many times I have said that. Hi, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
You could just, but Lazy Nate saying, Sty, I hate to say it this way, but I'm glad I'm not the only one around here that has certain problems as dad. I appreciate you sharing some of these. Well, yeah, I mean, I tell you what, being a dad is tough. It's tough. Being a dad of kids that produced 15 grandchildren and now 2 great-grandchildren, that just, I mean, I love my grandkids. I loved them a lot better. I loved every one of them to death when they're little. But now that my grandkids are adults, some of them people, is there a way to disown them somehow or something? I don't know. You gotta love them, but you don't. I don't think there's a rule that you have to like them. There are some people in my family that, oh man, they're just not fun to be around. Yeah. Hey, Shane M, great to see you there, Shane M. Another great member. But I'm one where, the family has gotten so big. I had one of my grandchildren say, okay, so I give every one of those kids 10 $2 bills, right? I collected $2 bills throughout the year. And hi, Samantha, sweetie. I gave every one of my grandkids in that family, 10 of them, gave every one of them 10 $2 bills. That's $20, right? Well, that's $200. Okay, that's $200. And for the littlest ones that getting cash doesn't mean much to them, I still gave them their $20 or their $20, their 10 $2 bills, but I also bought them a nice toy, for Christmas. This was the Christmas before last. Out of 10 grandchildren and 1 great grandkid, it was kind of hard to accept, and it made it miserable to accept when not one of those 11 said thank you. Not one. Not one even mentioned that they received it. But what really rubbed the salt in the wound was when their parents didn't say a word. They had nothing to say. Oh, thanks for getting the kids that, and this and that. Not a word. And I didn't bring that up to them. I didn't rub it in their nose and say, you ungrateful little shits, I didn't go there. Instead, last year, I notified everybody in Running Water and his brother and my other daughter and her children. No issues whatsoever when I said, guess what? If you want something for Christmas, come and see me, because you can have me for Christmas. Just come and see me. I'll be here. Come and see me. I can't travel to you, so if you can travel to me, come and see me. That's your Christmas present. Otherwise, I'm going to help 4 other families out that don't have anybody to help them. So I'm going to help them instead. Well, everybody was acceptive of that, except for a couple of my grandkids. They came right out, right in my face, and said, "Grandpa, don't get cheap. Don't get cheap on us."
Bless
You
you.
know, bless you. Yeah.
It was
You
just
know what, Ann? You know what? This was back when I lived in Montana. I was talking to this guy and this gal, and I don't know what caused it, but something brought on one of those instant sneezes where there's no way of stopping it. I sneezed right in this gal's face, and I mean, it was a wet one. She got sprayed. And she looks at me and she goes, "Oh, God bless you." And I go, "Why in the hell would God bless me for spitting all over in your face?" You know, saying God bless you. Why would God bless you for blowing your snot all over the room? I mean, come on, let's get real here. I think more appropriate if somebody's sneezing and you're getting sprayed, it's God damn you.
we don't
Yeah.
say that in Norway.
You don't say God bless you?
No.
Gesundheit?
Yeah, more like that. Yeah.
Yeah, more like Gesundheit. Yeah.
Like I'm
You guys
getting
is German, right?
That's-
sick now, so I can like sneeze like 12 times in a row. Fuck's sake, and it hurts so bad if I don't sit in the right position. I breathe ribs, you know, when if I don't sit the right way. So it's yeah.
I'm not afraid of sneezing anymore now that I'm divorced.
Sorry.
And
Oh,
there's
God.
there's a story behind that, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
But
terrible. It was terrible. I don't know why it ever developed, why it ever came on, but for many years, if I had the slightest sexual thought, I'd sneeze. I'd start sneezing. It was like I was allergic to sex or something. And so if the wife put on something really sexy for us to go out, she'd come walking through the room. "How do I look?" I'd start to fucking sneeze. And she'd go, "Don't you be getting any ideas before we're going out." I said, sorry, you know. And it didn't matter. It could be, I mean, we could have it pre-planned or it could be random and just unexpected. But if it had to do with any sexual activity, even if all we're going to do is snuggle on the couch, I'd start to fucking sneeze. Well, once things got rolling, I quit sneezing. That's cool. You know, I only sneezed at the front end, you know, not during or after. Well, it was so bad that, and it was so consistent. I mean, it was like Old Faithful. Sexual ideas, there's sneezes, right? No ifs, ands, or buts. Well, then all of a sudden, out of the blue, that went away. And it didn't happen anymore. I could think as dirty as I wanted and I would not sneeze. I could look at the dirtiest thing in the world and I would not sneeze. And I was so proud of myself. I'm telling the ex-wife, "Notice I don't sneeze anymore." She goes, "I notice you're not sneezing anymore." She says, "It's been several months." I go, "No, it's gone. It's gone." However, now we're talking like a year or so or more after I quit sneezing because of that issue. If I was in church with the wife and I go, "Oh shit," she'd look at me and she'd go, "In church? You dirty-minded old man. You rotten, dirty-minded old." I could sneeze on a city bus and she'd go, "Who you looking at?" What? I didn't dare sneeze at the beach. Fuck no. Don't sneeze at the beach. I know what you're thinking. You're looking at them girls in the bikinis. I know it. No, I got a bug up my nose and I sneezed. Oh, yeah, right. I know what you're thinking. I had for years defending myself every time I sneezed. If I sneezed, I had to, before she had a chance to accuse me, say, no, I'm not thinking of that. No, not even close. I can't remember the situation, but it was like a critical moment. I mean, there's nothing funny about it, and there's no way in hell you're going to be thinking about sexual things. It was a bad moment. But it involved, I can't remember what it was, but it involved smoke or something, and I sneezed. I'm busy on this critical thing, and I sneezed, and she goes, oh my God, man. Oh, that is so perverted in a situation like this that you would be thinking that way. That's the furthest frickin' thing from my mind, woman.
Don't sneeze at a funeral.
Well, that's it. Now, wait a minute, Running Water. You didn't get to see it at your grandfather, at Grandpa Bob's funeral. Mm-hmm. That was a closed funeral. The kids got to see him, but no other spectators. He died from a bad car accident, but we were in there, and his ex-wife, my ex-mother-in-law, insisted on being there, even though he couldn't stand her. I mean, he didn't. We knew. I was afraid. Bring her in there, he's going to jump out of the casket, slap the hell out of her, and then crawl back in. You know, that's the kind of relationship they had. But they worked it out. Insisted she could come in. She comes in there. My ex-wife and I are standing there by the casket. She comes in to stand next to my ex-wife to view Bob. She's wearing, and I hate lavender on old ladies. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't go over good with old gals for some reason. She comes in, and I mean, I felt like I stuck my head in a whole box of lavender. And I'm, oh shit, oh. And I stepped to the side and sneezed. My ex-wife goes, oh, so Mom walks in the room, and you don't even care that that's her ex-husband laying there, and you have to start thinking that way. That was the worst moment of my father-in-law's burial. I mean, it was so sad that my ex-wife said something like that. And I tried to explain to her, it's the way your mom smells. That's why I sneeze that way. I said it was. Nope. She thought, oh, you dirty-minded old fart. You're in here at a funeral and you sneeze at my mother. No. I wouldn't have sneezed at your mother when she was 25. Right, Running Water? There was nothing to sneeze about when it came to her, unless he's covered in lavender. Yep. I felt for years guilty without cause, you know. I was run through the court of personal opinion so many times, yeah. And I always fell short, you know. Says to me, either way, bodily fluids are going to be involved. Oh yeah, you never catch me sneezing when I see him in a mankini.
Well, I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen it, and No, a little bit of, but no sneezing. But I'll tell you what, Roman beat him out. Now I look back in the mankini, I thought did me damage. No, Roman in them tights. Ooh, that really. Yeah, there you go. I can handle that now. After seeing Roman in those
You
tights.
saw his bump in the front, didn't you?
Yeah, that's nothing to sneeze at.
No, that's not going to sneeze at.
Achoo!
A shoe? Cashew?
No, I hate cashew.
Yeah, there's a lot of odd things in the world, and there's so many people that most of those odd things just go right over their head. They don't notice it, or they don't say anything about it. That's one of my bad habits, is to go, oh, I saw that. For most things, I'm not too reserved on saying, oh yeah, have you ever seen this? I just wish that the world wasn't so sensitive, to certain things. Some things you just can't talk about because the world is too sensitive for it.
Yeah.
All those short stories I have, I can't share them with people.
Yeah, you share them, but not in here.
Not in the public. Yeah, if I shared them publicly, I'd watch my viewer count go way down.
I want some short stories again. Do you have more?
Yeah. Yeah. See, yeah. When you do your storybooks, you'll have to have a special volume for like Sty After Dark.
Yeah.
The not safe for work stuff.
I tried to watch the short stories we was talking about, Sty, but I couldn't find really a short long story.
What?
Yeah, no, I'm not going there. No.
I know we've talked about a few things that I won't do.
Yeah, like a short, long story, like short, long.
Oh, yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find any short, long.
Yeah. You haven't found a
I was
long
looking.
short story yet.
I couldn't find.
I should actually look and try to find you a long short story.
No, short, long story. Not long, short, but short, long.
Well, you can take it either way.
No, if it's long,
short story.
That's
a long short story.
This is a short with
I think we're saying the same thing like the me and I. Who gives a shit which one's first, right?
You've been talking to each other too long today. You've gone loopy.
Just a little bit. There you go, Indigenous outdoorsman. Deep thoughts with Sty. That's
Oh yeah, we got some of those too.
Well, that's like some of our conversation today.
Talking in the laughing.
About certain individuals that
I'm sucking on a duck, Harry. I'm sucking duck.
Oh boy! I tell you what, Yeah, there's this could really, really. I mean, if Anne was allowed free reign, we'd be running circles around the South Pole.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's one of those times when it could really, really head south.
Oh, I tried to behave a little bit, but it's hard. Oh, it's hard, Sty.
Oh,
I feel want to go to bed.
I just felt like my right eyeball was gonna pop out. Where the hell did that come from? Oh, there. I must have some cranial pressure going on or something
I
right
mean, we
now.
got some pressure, but maybe it's downstairs.
Wrong head.
Oh.
Yeah. No, there's no right or left eye where you're talking. It's just old Captain One Eye. I mean,
It's just one middle eye there.
yeah, that's insane to be going there. I don't know. So Phil, what have you got coming up for streams? Help me, brother. Help me.
Oh, no, Saturday's good. I was hoping to do that bites thing on Saturday, but that's just not going to happen for me. So it's my son's birthday, so the family's coming over, so we're gonna grill out. Dad's gonna do the whole grilling thing, and everybody's gonna hang out and spend the evening together, and yeah. So we'll just have to put it up. I did order from what was it? Oh, what's the name of the company? God bless America. I thought I had it up front here. Oh, for one of the Inferno Candy Company, they got the Hell Puffs, which is a challenge. You get 2 people, each has their bag of these Hell Puffs, and the person who finishes it or whatever gets the T-shirt. So $39, you get a T-shirt and you get 2 bags of Hell Puffs. Well, since I don't have someone to do it against, I'm going to eat both bags of Hell Puffs and wear the T-shirt. So
now, what are they?
They're Hell Puffs. They're like Cheetos.
Oh, they're like cheese puffs.
Yeah, but they're like super hot. So I was watching, Texas Hotspot did it with a guy. He's got a video on there. But I watch other people do them, and they're pretty hot. The only person I've seen do 2 bags was Dustin. So we'll be doing 2 bags of those.
Well, that should be interesting.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it'll be another one of those snot-filled, ones. So
yeah, and rightfully so. If you're doing both bags, you're the winner, man. You get to keep the shirt.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool. I like that. That'll be a good one to watch. That'll be a good one.
But we got to get these 8 boxes of bites done first.
Next Saturday, yeah.
That's probably going to be next Saturday, unless someone plans something for me. I got to get it done. It was going to be done until the packy chip came along, and then it took place. The packy chip took place of that. So.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah, I was making a big deal about doing the bites until that came along.
Well, if you do it, no, you can't do
Oh.
that.
I don't know why, but my right eyeball feels like it's going to blow up. I don't know what the hell. Yeah. Yeah, the bites, that's a big challenge. That's one where, yeah, if you feel that you got a good hard targeted date, that'd be a good one to promo out. And
Well, I plan on doing it, giving it like a week.
yeah,
So
yeah, and so that everybody can get out there and get their viewers interested and try to get them over there, and because that should be a really, really good challenge. I mean,
well, it's gonna be one of those ones I've really got to have to press myself, like the Packy chips, beyond a certain level. You know what I'm saying? Because I've done 3 boxes before, but I haven't done 8.
Yeah.
I saw Johnny struggle with 7. So, but it's gonna have to be mind over matter. You know, if the abdominal pain doesn't overtake me, if I prep properly and the abdominal pain doesn't overtake me, then I'll be all right.
Yeah, it's another one of those I can't even imagine.
Yeah. What's a pound and a half of chocolate?
See, that's it. Oh, God.
Yeah, the Nemesis is 8 ounces, which is it's equivalency of eating a Nemesis and then 2 other 8-ounce chocolate bars. It's a lot of chocolate.
Yeah. Way, way too much for me. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up tonight. I'm hopeful that I'm hoping that I can get up over tomorrow and seal up my trailer in between rain or snow, whatever the hell comes. And that's where shake it up with the sun and watch for that opening and run like hell and get it done, kind of thing. And like I was telling Ann and Samantha today, I haven't done a single bit of housework in a week. And I don't like keeping my place this way, So, yeah, I got a half a day of just cleaning the house. And that's giving it. I mean, that's working hard to get it done in half a day. So it was great. What a bunch of great people over in the chat tonight. It's awesome. I can't believe it. I feel like I'm kind of losing my voice even. And it's not as if I haven't had enough coffee. I was surprised those 6 hours with Ann today. And I only refilled my coffee once that I remember.
Yeah, just one.
Kept me from having to run and pee every hour, but that's one thing that's a pleasure now that I'm so far back on sweets that I don't have to run and pee all the time anymore. The one thing the diabetes does to you is don't get too far away from somewhere you can pee, Oh yeah, I drink my shaga. I drink my shaga every day. That's what I have in the morning. When I take my pills, I'm having my shaga tea at the same time. So, but it's been great, Lazy Nate. Yes, we love hanging out with you too. The stream was kind of steady and different and funny and lots of topics tonight. And I want to thank everybody. We stayed away from the political aspect tonight. It's like I told Ann earlier today. All I hear now is the same thing repeated from everybody, both sides. It's the same thing repeated. There's nothing new. And I don't believe it would have to be pretty major for it to be new between now and election. So we'll see. We'll see if major occurs. I think the Supreme Court appointment is a done deal. So that's not something big that to me is unexpected that she'll be confirmed. And but other than that, we'll see. You know, we've got, what is it, 20 days about approximately.
Harry.
So a little moist. It was worth her laugh. That's
You made me moist. Really? I haven't even seen you, Harry.
but Georgiana's running for Senate. Yeah. But yeah, I told Ann and Samantha today, I'm at that point where and I had a couple of people yesterday trying to push the political issues on me, and I said, oh, come on, stop. I said, right now I'm at the I don't give a damn point. I don't give a damn. I'm riding it out till election day. And then the day after election, I might give a damn again. But right now, unless you come up with something new, I think I've heard it all, and I've made my decision, and there's not going to change it. So why make myself too miserable between now and then? You know, doesn't mean I'm not staying up to date or keeping tabs. It just means I don't want to beat this dead horse anymore. It's just we're there. We're at that point where we're there. And if you haven't made your decision by now, oh my gosh, come on. Hey, just get over it and make a damn decision. And a couple of people yesterday didn't like it when I told them, I don't want to hear it. And they said, but why? Isn't it important to you? I said, it was important to me. All of it was important to me. And I said, but now that everybody's repeating themselves and it's the same story, just repeated a different way, I've gotten to the point where I don't give a damn. I don't care. I don't fucking want to go there. I don't want to have to deal with it. So it's not even worth getting into political arguments anymore.
Now we're talking about food. Yeah.
And I told them, I said, if you want to talk about something, guess what? Let's talk about food. There's so much less debate when it comes to food. If we talk about food, holy God, it don't matter what side you're on. We all start talking, man. We all got something to say about food. And I've heard every walk of life that could add a really good ingredient to a recipe, you know. And so yeah. Until this whole political thing is over after November 3rd, talk about food. Yeah. And everything's really cool, you know. Hey Newman, it's great to see you. Yeah, we're gonna be
Newman. Good night, Newman.
We're winding things down. We're winding it down. There you go. Coke versus Pepsi, soda versus pop. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You
know, I love. I would much prefer someone saying, "Oh, you're all screwed up, Sty."
Here you are.
Much better frozen. You got to try them. What did I do? I tried them. You know.
Hey, Riles.
And I have to admit it. Jimmy was right. I do like my ding dongs frozen versus warm room temperature.
I want the ding dong, but not frozen.
Yeah, it's that time of year for frozen ding dongs.
I don't want a frozen ding dong.
What if it's frozen stiff or hard? Hard frozen.
You said stiff and hard. Yeah.
Yeah,
frozen.
then maybe.
Oh,
now we're talking.
That would be cold.
Dennis says somebody needs to give Phil a shake. Wake up, Phil, wake up. You don't want to wake up. Bullshit.
He's tired, my baby.
He's winding down. Hey, Riles D, it's good to see you. Yeah, we're just talking about wrapping it up, heading out of here. I'm going to shut her down in 5 minutes. I'm looking at
Oh,
the
you're
clock,
talking about
putting
long
it
and
right at
hard.
the 3.5 hour mark, and we'll see where it goes. Yeah, yeah, I got so darn many things going through my mind about next summer that, damn, I hope I can get all my questions answered so I can sleep at night as to what I'll be doing and how to expect next summer to go out at camp. But
Yeah.
my biggest issue is the live streams. How long will the live streams be, and how often will they be?
How
Right
long?
now,
How often?
see, and that's it. Is with 30 gig of data, I'm thinking I
Long
could
and
squeeze,
often.
without a problem, I'll be able to do 1 hour live stream per week, without having to worry about exceeding that and having a stream go all the crap on me because all of a sudden I don't have any data and just can't stream. So I'm hoping I can squeeze more than that out of it, but I won't know until I actually put it to use.
You will squeeze.
So what? What?
No, nothing.
Put it to use? You need to, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my mind is a little bit dirty now.
It is?
Phil knows it. He heard it. Even if he's tired, he still heard it.
Well, yeah, certain things can't be missed. Yeah, Lazy Nate, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Phil
yeah,
needs to go
there's
full screen. Yeah.
New Hound.
Oh, baby. Oh.
I
Come to
really
mama.
like that.
I think he was talking when I was dozing off there for a second.
I really like that hoodie. Where the hell did you get that?
I like what's under the hoodie. Mhm.
Oh my God, that's under your hoodie? That sucker's longer than I thought it was.
No, it's never mind.
I got clippers you can borrow. Trim that down.
Your clippers look like they're broke. I don't think I want your clippers. Yeah, you gotta have a certain level of stubble before you can start using that.
Well, that can be nice for your balls, Phil.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
better
touch yourself,
pre-clip
Phil.
them buggers because you don't want any long ball hairs getting in this thing.
You pull up.
Yeah, you'll be singing tenor for sure.
And you have to trim it a little bit first, and then you can like smooth it out so it's being shiny and.
This is what happens when you use that on your balls.
Oh, fucking son of a bitch!
You use that before you went on the trip. Is that what you're saying?
That's
So
kind
you
of
have
reaction. That's kind of reaction you would get.
You had smooth balls out in the woods. Oh yeah. You met up with that girl. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay.
That's why he had to sneak away, you know.
Yeah. He tried to sneak away in the woods.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Yeah, there was that one individual out at camp that kept me out hiking long distances. Yeah.
Good night, Newman.
Good
Hey,
night,
good night,
Newman.
Newman.
Night, Newman.
You have a good one. Yeah, yeah, and I've been trying to forget about that. And oh no, talking with Samantha and Ann today, get on that damn topic. Sure as shit. Yeah, things that do scare Sty. There's not a lot in the world that actually scares me, but there are some things. Yeah.
Just wait till I come over and you will run fast.
You scare the hell out of me.
Better shave your balls down so you can run faster.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. You know, everybody, you take a look at this. Oh, now we look up, but
Oh, you're looking smooth.
that look was priceless. It was like, yeah.
How
What?
you doing?
Yeah. Okay. Anne's coming over to the U.S., so all the guys better shave their
I'm
balls.
saving up. I have a saving account and I put money in there. So I'm saving up. Mhm.
I tell you what.
Better work
There better be some front end warning, you know.
Suddenly just wrap up and
All of a sudden you find Ann at your door, you're just like, oh shit, I'm not prepared.
no.
Yep.
Good night, neighbor girl, Bradshaw.
Hey, neighbor girl.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. Let's wrap it up. It's been 3.5 hours. It's been wonderful. Lots of great folks here tonight. My panel, Crazy Ann, Running Water, Get Her Done, Granny, and Philip with everything spicy for the
Keep
best
it
people in the
spicy,
world.
stay horny and fuck it.
What she said.
There, everything she said. And I'll see you all on Sty Story Sunday.
Love you all.
So love every one of you, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.